welcome to the Inglorious Bards. I'm your coquettish Game Master Tom, and this is Episode 7, Into the Lion's Den. In our last adventure, the heroes defeated the vile Swamp Witch and rescued Cilicia, the missing girl from Edlan Home. On their way back, the group ran into a powerful sorceress named Calienveroe. She shared her knowledge of the Chain Gate and the Master Gear, as well as almost killing everyone in the party. She gave the group the option to leave the gear safely with her or risk taking it straight into the heart of the enemy, back to the Bottom Hill Farms to destroy the Chain Gate themselves. How will the town of Edlan Home respond to the heroes returning with the missing girl? And what will they do with the powerful Master Gear? The adventure begins. Our heroes leave the forest behind and walk along the slow-moving Key River into Edlan Home. On the outskirts of town, you walk past a ranch with several horses grazing in a field. The local rancher, who goes by the name Trake, waves hello before noticing the girl following you into town. "Hey boys, welcome. Wait, you found her. You actually found Cilicia and brought her back."
"We sure did, and it wasn't easy neither. But we take care of our own here in Edlan Home."
The rancher runs inside his house, excited to tell his wife. You continue further into town, walking past old wooden fences that run alongside the road and tufts of grass sticking out of the path. Xander waves at a passing townsperson.
Hey, fellas, we need to come up with a plan of how we're going to close that magical gate. Jix has that gear in his bag, so it's all on us now.
This is true. We swore to the sorceress we would hold on to the Master Gear. But destroying the gate with the gear is one thing. Completing this dangerous task without any of us dying? That's another matter entirely.
Well, there's no big rush. Let's jump off the girl back at her house and then take a couple days off to figure out our next plan. Actually, that's a great plan right there. Dump the girl and drink booze.
Cilicia looks at Jix with a frown. "The girl? I have a name, you know."
Yeah, no.
The group walks past a farmer with a bag of potatoes slung over his shoulder. "You lads brought her back after all. Hey everyone, they found Cilicia!" The group continues on past Gabe, the wizard's tower, following the river into town.
We agreed to keep the Master Gear, and we made a commitment to the sorceress. If we don't close this magical gate, then the whole world will be vulnerable to more unwanted arrivals, and only Carahel knows what else.
She also said with enough magical power, the enemy could force open the gate and make it work anyways. I bet an operation as big as they have is loaded with magical power. Cool, sweet, awesome magical power. The longer we wait, the worse it'll be.
And who are they, anyway? Who's trying to get through this gate into our world?
They're called the Honorcrin.
And who the hell are the Honorcrin?
I have no earthly idea.
They're a bunch of prissy scruff munchers, that's who.
Prissy scruff munchers. Nice one.
Upon hearing the good news of the girl's return, several people come out of their homes, follow the heroes towards Cilicia's house, and cheer them on. "Great job! Where did you find her? I knew you'd bring her back!" You see the nice home of the Village family just up ahead and can only imagine what's been going through their minds since their daughter disappeared days ago.
So this gate, who's helping the Honorcrin get through on this side of the gate? Who's at the Bottom Hill Farms now, waiting for this Master Gear?
You mean, who do I gotta cut down to get us to the gate?
The sorceress told us it was all set up by someone calling himself the Broken Slaver. Apparently he runs an outfit for hire, and they're the ones at Bottom Hill.
Well, yeah, but if we take this Master Gear to Bottom Hill, find this gate, and somehow try to close it, we're bringing it right into the Lion's Den. Bad guys want nothing more from us than to bring the gear right to them.
Yet if we show up without it, then we're dead.
You come to the Village household with half a dozen excited villagers in tow. The door opens and Cilicia's father stands there to see what all the commotion is. He looks across the small crowd and is about to speak until he sees his daughter. Cilicia runs to her father, who drops to his knees. He holds onto his daughter tight with tears streaming down his face. There are more cries of excitement coming from inside the house, and Mom comes running out. The other two daughters come out. The young boy Jepper comes out. and they cannot believe Celicia has returned, and they're all swarmed around her in this big, huge group hug. The crowd of townspeople behind you are they're just doing their "aww" type look at the scene and at you guys as well. You get some well-earned slaps on the back. Good job, well done.
See that? Heroes! We're heroes!
Trust me, it's the least we could do, everyone.
The mom says, "Come inside. Oh my God, you look a mess." And she brings the girl in, and her sister, "Well, where were you? What's going on?" And the father, Mordric Valage, stands up. He wipes tears from his face and says, "Gentlemen, come in. Please, come in." And he motions for all of you, human and non-human.
Jix struts right on in. Head held high.
You're gonna let us in this time, Mordick?
He just waves you in, and Jix comes strutting in and flops down on the like the big lazy boy man's chair in the living room, spreads his goblin legs.
Yeah, he does.
Yep. Puts his feet on the coffee table, kicks off his shoes, little gnarled goblin toenails sticking out
Starts trimming them right there.
with his teeth. Valage says, "Thank you, everyone. Thank you." Mordric closes the door and turns around and says, and thank you. How is this possible? How did you find my little one?"
Well, it's not entirely a simple promise. I will tell you it involved a hill giant, an entire race of lizard people, and the fact that one of us was turned into a god. Other than that, it was fine.
Also the dead witch.
That sounds amazing.
And some homunculi.
And where was my daughter?
In the swamps?
Yeah, the witch wasn't dead when we found her.
No, we took care of that part.
I can't thank you enough. How did she get there, though?
There was a totem of sorts that she was compelled.
A toy horse
Yes. That-
named Entropy.
What's nasty business with toy horses?
It was taken from me in the prime of her life.
He looks confused. That was my mother's table. If you could keep your feet off just for a moment.
Oh, you sorry.
He puts his feet down.
He brushes off some yellow toenail bits off of it. And how was she when you found her? She seemed all right.
She was in some distress, but she was otherwise, other than some mental stress, she is fine. She will take some time to recover.
And how did you find her?
We are who we are. We are heroes of Edlan Home and defenders, and
I
we
could
have our
say that.
resources. And Carahel guided us.
I will certainly give thanks to Carahel then.
Let us pray.
No.
He absolutely does. He comes over and puts his
win!
he puts his hands underneath yours, Killian, and receives a prayer and is there with you for Carahel.
Yay!
I can't thank you enough. I'm beyond stunned. I'm beyond grateful. I thought she was gone for good. You can hear there's tears of joy, and Mom is fussing over her in the kitchen and trying to clean her up, and still more tears and crying.
We don't want to keep you. Obviously, you want to see your daughter again. However, we did use a lot of supplies and ended up losing a lot of rations and even a weapon that was supposed to go to one of us. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind compensating a little bit.
God. Make a diplomacy roll, please.
We get by here on donations. You see.
Oh, that's a hero points. So that's going to be because a 3 is not going to be as diplomatic as Xander wants to be at the moment. Xander is very diplomatic with quite a bit more at a 14.
Okay. Yeah,
15.
Of course. Of course. And he heads off into another room and comes out with a small little pouch, like a little dice bag pouch that jingles and gently places it in your hands. And you are all welcome here in the Valage home, he says, to Xander and Killian in particular, making eye contact with you two and a little bit over with Idrisil.
That bag looks awfully small.
It's the least I could do.
Literally.
You're gonna start pouring it out and divvying it up? Oh my god. This just got awkward.
Oh.
This is why racism is bad. Just figure this out. I will do that. I will open up the bag, go over to the tight table with no more toenail clippings on it, and I'll just
Jix
pour it out
wipes
there.
the toenail clippings away so that there's a
Killian's
clean
looking
spot.
somewhat abashed, but still curious. Because Carahel's got to have hers.
Okay, we have. Yeah, that's about right for two of us. It looks like.
Jix wipes his half.
There's a total of 15 gold coins there.
Jix took 7.
You don't have to do it now. Talking about it. This would be just fine. Would you mind if we did 25? That seems just fair. That's all we need, and then we'll be all set, I think.
Alicia, come back here for a second. You haven't signed for it yet.
This will only get her halfway out of the swamp.
Make a diplomacy roll again, please.
That is a 14.
That's all I can spare, sir. I was expecting more humility from such noble heroes. He says in his really like the nicest house in all of town, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Killian's kind of looking around.
And we were expecting a proper reward for bringing your daughter back.
Your home is very opulent.
Especially this candelabra. And I like this picture of your mom.
That's a very nice
Shame if anything happened to it.
Carahello would be pleased with it.
This will go well with the tithing.
He says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait here. You just hear, I don't know, like shaking down. I don't, just wait here. Well, we have 3 daughters.
We're back.
He comes out with a small wooden box in his hand, like a little, like half-sized little jewelry box, and he puts it on the table and says, "Are any of you familiar with what a Meyer pin is?"
Ooh, a Meyer pin.
Yes.
Killian, we'll go over before Jix has a chance. You got a bad habit. No, I have no idea, but I'm going to fake it. Tell me about this Meyer pin.
If you don't know, it's bad luck to share it, but it is of great value to someone like yourselves. Here. He opens it up, and inside, let me see if I can find anything like this, are 5 little pins that are kind of like a little eye type shape, iris type shape, and just looks like it's made of silver. It's literally like a pin you could put on your shirt or jacket or something like that. It's provides a value to those who shine, is what they say.
Do you know what a Meyer pin is?
Of course I know what a Meyer pin is.
Okay.
It looks like it could be a badge of the defenders of Edlan Home.
Does Killian know anything about this Meyer pin?
Nope.
Take them.
Are these particularly dear to you? Never mind this one.
I don't care.
Rhetorical question.
I'm just trying to be polite.
It has been a pleasure to serve you.
Yes. And he stands up and heads to the door.
It seems we have overstayed our welcome.
Priscilla's gonna kneel to the girl here and just, are you okay? Are you all right now that you're home?
Yeah, you go, you find her in the kitchen with her mom, and she comes over and she gives you a big hug. She says, "Thank you so much.
There. You're home now. You're safe.
You truly are
I'm sorry about
the
my
hero of
face.
Edlan Home."
Well, I mean,
Is that real silver?
this looks like copper. I just go to the mother and I say, "You take good care of her, okay?"
What are you implying? Just Alicia, come with me. Come with me. And the father helps escort all of you out the door, with Jix somehow lagging in the rear. He's gently just pushing the
I put
goblin.
my shoes on. Hold on. He just sits down on the floor and starts lacing up his shoes.
He starts opening a window or two as well. And you guys leave the Valage household as heroes? Maybe with a question mark.
Witchers, apparently. We're shaking the city down.
And a little bit of coin in your pocket.
And 5 Meyer pins.
5 Meyer pins, which Killian has all of them.
Yes. And he's wearing them all.
Here.
I wouldn't do that if I was you, Killian.
He's on his chest in like a diagonal formation and roll me on the die.
Do they all look the same?
They do.
Can I have one?
No.
Just one.
Killian puts the box away.
I have a spot right here. It's.
What are you gonna do with those?
Trade it for a bow.
Got one right here. I'll sell it real cheap.
I'd like to find out a little bit more about these Meyer pins.
Do you
Well, if you want to know about Meyer pins, just ask me.
So, Jix, tell me about these Meyer pins.
Let me see one.
No.
efforts. Jix, you have
Perhaps
your 7
once-
gold. If you just give me 4 back, we're gonna give it out to everybody else. He gets his. It'll be 3 for everybody.
Perhaps once I see that donation go to Carahel, I will, that Meyer pin will come your way.
Jix seems really wounded and conflicted morally right this very second.
Jix.
More just wounded.
Jix just looks Killian in the eyes. Divides 4 gold out of the 7 that he took. And kind of does a little head nod towards one of those Meyer pins. 4 gold for a Meyer pin.
Those are the 4 that I think was to be distributed amongst us.
No, this is only enough for 2, remember? That's what Gianner said.
But then we get the Meyer pins.
Well, apparently we don't get the Meyer pins, according to Mr. Stingy Pants over here.
Can we get off the porch? I'm getting really uncomfortable. They're watching me.
Let's go.
Just the shoes aren't even on yet.
Let's go to the lantern and get a drink. We can talk about this there.
Yeah.
Jix is buying, apparently.
That sounds good to me.
I'll buy. That's fine.
Yay!
You guys head off towards the Ember Lantern. It is on the other side of the large pond in the middle of town. You head over there, and on the way, I need Idrisil to make a reflex saving throw, please.
That's a hero point, real quick.
Well, this is
Instead of a natural
one. Take the natural one.
No. We never take a natural one if we can help it.
You're gonna need those hero points
That's
later.
a total of 24.
24. You dodge a brutal blow of a small wooden stick as a small boy named Bettel Kaysen, who you know very well, leaps out of the bushes and swings it at you and says, "I've got you, Idrisil! Come here! I will slay you!"
The natural one would have been awesome.
He's coming at you again.
I quick draw my bow, and I'm just going to thump him on the head with it real quick.
And he goes, "Ow!" And he tries to dodge, and he's coming at you again. And he says, "Well, what are you this time? Are you dragon? Are you be an ogre?"
And Idrisil just drops his voice down. Okay, I'm a big, scary ogre now.
Oh, he tries to hit you, and he rolls a natural 1. What do you do with the situation? You can take him down.
I see him. I see him coming at me, and I playfully try to get him. Like he's like, I guess, trying to dodge through my legs, and I knee him in the head by accident.
Okay. Ah! Oh,
Oh, sorry, buddy.
I don't like the ogre. I like the dragon
Okay,
better.
we'll be a dragon now.
And they play for a bit. The rest of you head off to the tavern, and you are there at the Ember Lantern.
Beep and I pop up.
Xander opens up the door, says that as soon as he comes in, you see the Ember Lantern is a little more lively than usual. Instead of just one guy sleeping in the corner and that's it, there's about 4 or 5 people that are enjoying some beverages and chilling out. And this afternoon, and you see there is your father. He's across the way and behind the bar, and he's mixing some drinks. You also see some other person behind the bar you've never seen before, Xander.
His new son.
A half-orc you don't recognize.
Oh.
What the? Stop.
I agree. What the hell is going on here, Xander? Letting orcs in here?
You walk up to your father, who's still mixing drinks. Xander! You're back!
Yeah, pop. This place is packed. What's with all the commotion?
There's been a lot of arrivals in town and people traveling, and it's been great for business.
What about that?
Yeah, Pop, what about that?
You point to this half-orc who just stands there and just waves and says, hello.
Hello.
Well, that's Glack. Things have been picking up around here, and I don't have anyone else around to help out, even though they promised me many times they would always be here forever in the family business. So I've had to pay Glack here to help out.
Well, it really sucks for you then, isn't it?
Wait. Where does Glack sleep?
We'll talk about that later.
Hang on a second. Are you telling me you gave away my room?
Look, I understand it's been trying for you. You're doing your little magic thing at all, and then
I'm saving the world, Papa.
You've been saying that since you were a teen, but it's also a matter of you having responsibilities. This is the family business, and I know there's been challenges and you being pulled, and I have to have someone here. And look, have I ever told you how proud I am of you?
No, not once.
Good, because I'm not. This is you. You're supposed to be here. It's the family business. So I had to hire Glack, and Glack has your room. Now, if you need some space, I know there's that dryish spot in the basement, and we can certainly accommodate you there.
I am not going to sleep in the cat's bed one more time. Pop. That was a punishment before. This is not a place for me anymore. You took away my home. I am going to be the defender of this place, but I don't have to be here anymore. I'm not your son anymore, Pop.
Oh!
Wow.
I am Xander, the defender of Edlan Home. You can keep your lantern, and you can keep that.
Hello.
He does look handy in a fight. If you want to stay, you're welcome.
No.
I'm kidding.
I'm going to go drink at the Thankful Lodge.
Come on, let's go to the Thankful Lodge, little buddy.
He'll be back. He'll be back. Next time on a very special episode of the Inglorious Bard.
Is Jerry Springer going to show up?
Wow, all right. You guys are out of the Thankful Lodge and leaving 1-star reviews.
Worst service
Oh,
ever.
Ember Lantern, yeah. All
Start
right.
smelling like orc. Used to have great business.
What would you like to do?
They see Idrisil giving this kid doing leapfrog with this kid, just playing games with him. Oh no, I don't remember his name.
Your best buddy, you don't
Yeah, my
remember
best
his name.
little trainee, I guess.
Battle?
Bettel is his name. He's a boy in one of the houses.
Bettel
in town.
boy?
Bettel boy.
Battle boy, bring me a beer.
You guys head somewhere else?
Thankful Lodge.
Oh,
yeah.
all right. You go to the Thankful Lodge. Thankful Lodge is back on the other side of the pond. The place isn't much of a tavern, but they do have a nice restaurant and a big 3-story, huge wooden structure, great big entry hall thing with a big fire pit. And you come inside, and as soon as you do, you hear a voice saying, "Welcome to the Thankful." Oh, it's you.
Hello, Hello, Cyril.
Hello. We haven't seen you for a while.
We've been out saving everybody's ass, like always.
Is that Iggy?
It sure is. How are you, Marpin?
And Marpin, the older lady of the house, comes in. She's a little pudgy, and she walks over and she gives you a great big hug.
Iggy gives her a huge hug back.
You guys look like you could use something to eat, something to drink.
Yes, please.
Come in. And she motions you guys into the restaurant where there's a few people eating, and she set you guys up with some chicken and some ale and some wine if you're as interested in that. I've heard good things about you.
Oh, yeah?
I heard you saved the village girl. You found her.
We did.
That's amazing. I knew you would always be able to do that.
That sounds really nice.
Santa's crying.
She's really proud of you. It's good. It's good. I like that. That's nice.
Take 1 point of psychic damage.
Add family trauma to your character traits.
I like it here.
Yeah, we saved her. We also saved some other guy. It was cool.
What happened?
Yeah, what happened to him?
He just wandered away.
We forgot all about what's his name? Mard, whatever his name was.
Mord.
Yeah.
We got Mord bucks.
Yeah, Mord.
Yeah, more bucks.
Jeez.
Coupons for frozen yogurt.
He got written out of the script.
He just went upstairs one day and just never came back.
There were some acting guild issues going on.
Contract.
Complaining about not getting his day rate.
Yeah, it is a little too much. And what's next for you and your band of brave heroes?
Dinner.
Dinner and drink.
Sure.
More adventuring soon.
You guys are brought warm, tasty food. Xander, you notice there are 2 guys at one of the tables who are casting an eye at you every now and again. And Iggy, Marpin comes up and says, now that you're here, I could use a little bit of heavy lifting. Would you mind helping me up in the nice room on the 3rd floor, please?
Of course. What do you need?
Well, Cyril likes to push himself a little more than he can with his back, but yeah. I just need you to help move a little bit of furniture around.
Yeah, anything you need.
She takes you up to the room. She opens the door and she says, oh, no, it seems like everything is in its right place. And you see all of your stuff is in here instead of the little storeroom that you sleep before.
Oh, why is all my stuff in here?
Well, you're out there saving the town and making the goddess Solene proud, and we can't have you traipsing around out there and then worrying about coming here and trying to clean and move things around. And so you're fired. You don't need to work for us. You do amazing stuff for this town, and I think the least we can do here is get you a proper place to rest.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, getting fired's not great, but yeah. Of course. Of course, do anything you need done around here.
No, you don't.
I'm not around a bunch.
You don't need to fuss about the lodge, and this. You do good work, and this is still your home. I hear there's even a half-orc looking for work in town, and we can use him instead.
Okay. I mean, you're gonna replace me with an orc. That makes me sad. But, yeah, okay. Very good.
And she smiles and gives you a big warm hug.
Give her a big hug back.
I'm glad to get you out of that storeroom.
No, it's all right. I didn't mind it too much, but this big room, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it.
What would you guys like to do?
So where's my room?
So, chicks, don't turn around anytime soon. But there's 2 guys over your shoulder that keep giving me the eyeball. I said, don't look.
What? You.
What does he do?
I shot him.
He looked. Everyone saw that you saw them. That's good. Are they looking at you too? Or are they still looking at me?
Well, I only looked once.
Killian, do you see them?
Yes.
Jix turns around and looks just
Now he's just staring at
about
them.
face at him.
Okay. You see they are two guys wearing leather armor, armed a little more than most travelers would, who might have like a dagger or a short sword. These guys have like a little crossbows dangling off of them and long swords, but you don't see any insignia or anything like they belong to any government or group or anything like that.
Cool.
And they're just sitting there and they're just looking, and then they stop looking at your table once Chick starts eyeballing them.
Killian will go over there and sit down.
You just walk right over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
With all that armor class you have. Super confident.
Boy, he's got 5 Meyer pins. Selfish bastard.
Exactly. Praise Carahel, friends. Can I buy you a drink?
The guy, one of the guys looks up and says, "No, we're good."
Killian sits down. No, I'm kidding. He's like, oh, well, that's unfortunate. Are you not followers of Carahel?
I noticed you sitting over there with that gnome.
Aye.
He's a friend of yours?
Aye. I noticed you giving him a bit of a look.
All right. And he scoots his chair back and stands up and gets close to your face with his face.
Killian stays serenely calm.
All right.
You know, the goddess of Carahel protecting him. Can I cast shield subtly without anybody noticing?
How many actions does shield take?
1.
You have to say the verbal command for it.
So I don't cast anything. I just
All right.
Say it right to his face.
yeah.
What's that? I didn't hear you. Idrisil, you wanted to do something?
Yeah, just as kind of that's going on, Idrisil's going to walk in after getting rid of the kid, and he's going to look around the bar for his friends, and then as he's going in, he sees Killian talking to these two guys.
Bizarrely toe to toe, like he's about to get in a bar fight, which is so unusual for the priest.
Hey, Killian, how's it going? Hey, guys. You all right, Killian?
And Killian's just standing there, and he just nods slightly and turns back, and he's like, "Oh, my companion here was just going to explain his interest in our friend."
The guy shoulders his way unnecessarily through you, Killian, and turns. Yeah?
I'd rather that not happen if necessary. I'd rather him not shoulder through me.
Are you going to tell him that?
You want to hold your ground?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a fortitude saving throw.
20 total?
20 a total. He hits this holy wall of divine energy. And he sidesteps around you awkwardly and walks over towards your table, which just has Xander and Jix added right now. So we have Killian with another one of the guys sitting next to you. At the entrance to the restaurant's Idrisil, and then the middle of the room is the table with Jix and Xander. Just so we have all the combat positioning. set.
Killian will
Iggy just comes down the stairs.
Iggy's just getting into
and
a
Killian will
bath.
sit at the vacated chair beside the other guy, and he's like, "So, what's going on here, friend?"
And that guy,
And his book is in hand. He's just like, kind of like has the book open.
see D Divine Lance
Yeah.
found the page.
Yeah, exactly right.
Xander, the original guy, comes over to you, and you're still not looking at him. Don't look, he's coming. You might not notice us.
Is he standing there? Is he standing there now? Okay.
He's right behind you, and he pulls your chair and rotates it with you on it about 90 degrees so that you face him. And he's standing over you a little on the menacing side.
Yeah, as soon as Idrisil sees that, he marches over towards the chair.
Okay.
Turns it back around, and it becomes a tug of war.
He's very sensitive right now. He just had a fight with his dad.
I walk up to the chair and I kind of walk around the guy and put I put a hand on the armrest of the chair.
Of Xander's chair. All right.
Or on like the shoulder where his head is.
He's a human?
Yes.
Okay, so Xander will stand up.
On
then
the chair?
stand on his chair and
Okay.
stand up on the chair to be at about shoulder height. Probably.
Foot on each armrest.
Hi!
He says, hey, so, have you been to Bottom Hill lately, friend?
Not recently.
Well, maybe you should.
You have some news?
Maybe you have something, and it needs to be there.
I see. You have been talking.
He looks around dumbfounded.
It just will give him a knowing no.
Oh, yes, that.
They didn't tell me this one was slow.
Crosses his arms in front of him. Yes.
Now
talking.
standing.
Words have been coming out of your mouth.
Killian would be talking to his
All right.
friend at this point in time.
Hold
so,
on, let's
yeah.
do this one.
Is there a time frame? Do you need me there right now, or can you wait at least a night?
They say the time frame was days ago. I've been looking everywhere to track down you, Bargalos.
I am not easy to find.
Idrisil just lets out a sigh. Ugh.
That being said, you found me. We're ready to go. After we have a good night's sleep, I will see you in the morning. Will you be my escort?
The expression on Tom's face right. Wait, what? The tables have turned.
He says, no, you're going to give me that metal piece. I'll take it. And if you're nice, I'll put in a good word for you, and maybe they won't give us another order to come track you down to kill you. As it is, you get to live. Just give me the piece.
Just have to
You
catch
have
him at a
no-
suicidal point.
Idrisil backs away from the chair. He says, okay.
You clearly have no idea the kind of day I've had. I fear this is not going to go well for you. You should see me in the morning for everybody's sake.
Make an intimidation roll, Xander.
Good luck.
16.
16. He steps back. He looks at the room of the priest who's annoying the hell out of his friend at another table, the elf who's very close by, and the big dwarf who has now entered the restaurant and is eyeing the situation. And of course, the goblin who has no interest in any of this is just like eating some bread and stuff and filling his face.
He sees my slightly puffy eyes from crying for the past 10 minutes.
He says, we'll find you here, right here, this table, daybreak.
I'll see you then.
And
Salutes.
he goes back to his table and
We're gonna go back to this table, and Ziggy is going to tell him he's not welcome here anymore.
Okay, you head over there. He is at the table with you, Killian, and
Yeah.
says to his friend, it's okay.
Well, actually, while that's been going on, Killian's been sitting talking to his
Yes.
friend, and he's like, so your idiot friend is really making a scene here. Is this really what should be happening?
It's your friend that's causing the problem. He's a thief.
Ooh, a thief, eh? Stolen what? From whom?
Stolen something important to some people, and we're paid to get it back.
Is that what you've been told?
That's what we've been paid for.
I see. Your employer has been lying to you. That man is no thief. A bit crazy. Maybe suicidal. Thief he is not.
That's not for you to decide. That's for my friend to decide. And you best be careful. We know how to use these, he says, patting his sword gently.
He's like, that's okay. I know how to use this. And he pats his book.
Okay.
I can read words.
Iggy, You were walking up to the guy number one.
And I just grab him right by the elbow, and I'm like, it's time for you and your friend to leave. You're not welcome here any longer.
He yanks his arm free and make an intimidation roll.
Wiggly eyebrows, my dude.
A hero point?
What'd you roll?
Natural one.
Natural 1, and that's not much better with a 9.
A 9 total. He says, you don't tell me what to do. Back off.
No way, sir. You're out.
And he walks over to his friend and turns to you, Killian.
Mm-hmm.
Says, you're in my seat. We're finishing our lunch.
I kind of look past him at Iggy and see what Iggy's doing.
Walking over the table.
I'm like, I do not believe this is your seat anymore, friend. I believe you've been asked to leave. And for Kara, and for your sake, and by Carahel, you should probably do it.
You may make an intimidation roll as well. I don't know if you're known for that.
15?
15. His friend says, hey, what's going on? And the original guy, we're gonna take him in the morning. Really? I thought we're gonna take him in the morning.
And you're causing an awful big scene for people who are supposed to be doing a certain amount of work in a quiet way. Don't you think?
He pokes the priest in the chest with a finger and says, we'll see you in the morning, where you're gonna be in a world of hurt.
I want to be like, I am in a world of hurt.
We got so cocky.
Full Metal Jacket.
We saved
stuff.
one little girl,
No.
so that we're all here for the world.
No, Killian just smiles at him. He's just like,
All right, his friend gets up and ushers the original guy out, and the two of them leave with one more glare at Iggy. And they head out.
It was. Ooh, I gotta pee.
I walk over to Xander and pick you up and put you back down on the floor off the chair.
Thank you.
don't stand on the furniture.
Xander, you got a place to stay if you need it. I have a room here now.
Thank you. This has been a hard day.
I know, buddy. You can go up there and rest a little or do what you need to do.
Marpin brings the rest of your food and some drinks. Thanks for clearing that up, and no goblin feet on the table, dearie.
Sorry.
And
Do you have more chicken?
what would you guys like to do?
Killian will stop by the temple at some point.
Okay.
He has some business there.
Xander has been still very wounded from nearly dying when meeting with Calien. So rest is probably the best for him for a while.
Okay.
At least for the night.
It's been 1 day already since you met her, if that affects your wounded level at all.
It does. That brings it down.
Okay. What's your wounded level now?
That was a 3.
Jeez.
So that brings it to 2.
That's probably the highest wounded level we've ever
Yeah.
had. It's scary. All right. You were at the Temple of Carahel, Killian, and you walk through the huge 20-foot doors. The temple, again, is just outside of town in a clearing in the forest to the west.
I've invited Jix with me to do his donation.
Oh!
As I understand, you had said you wish to donate to Carahel personally, so you shall accompany me to the temple now, so we may accommodate that.
Doesn't take a lot of notes, but he remembers that one.
Come along, my little friend. And he kind of gets him by the underarm
All
and sort
right.
of starts bringing him
I'm
with.
Sheen.
You can take the chicken with you. And he picks up the plate and hands it to him. And
I'll share this with Carahel.
All right, Jix, you are brought to the temple, kicking, not screaming, to the temple. It is a glorious, tall, white gray stone structure, a nice, tall architecture, beautiful place. Again, way oversized for this town. And you go in through the front door. There are some young acolytes there that nod at the priest as you enter and welcome you. And you have as you walk in, the ground has this weird black flowing ink-like magical effect, texture on the stones. Wherever you walk, Jix, your steps leave momentary whiteness in the stone, and then it's quickly surrounded once you leave your foot off by this black effect. It's almost like shadows just rolling as a river underneath the ground. Wherever Killian steps, these shadows bend around like a rock in the stream. So his somehow has more of an effect to whatever this is. Killian, you reach the branch in the entrance where there are certain customs that need to happen. And you go left to a area where you cleanse your hands and you go through a chamber, and then you arrive at the main worship area, whereas non-direct clergy use the right-hand side.
And he's passed off, Jix is passed off to an acolyte.
Yeah, you do the little head thing and the acolyte nods. And Jix, the acolyte, pulls you in and says, this way.
Where am I going?
You must show your respect and cleanse your hands before entering the temple proper.
I already licked them clean.
No, this way. And he motions you into a small antechamber. And there you see there is a stone, little pedestal with a stone bowl in it. And inside is very precious holy water to these priests. It is just you and the acolyte. He motions towards a couple towels on another stone pedestal nearby, and he says, please cleanse your hands before entering the worship area.
Jix nods, grabs a towel, ties it around his neck like a bib, and dips his face into the holy water and slurps it up.
No, that's not what it's for. Just your...
This tastes like roses. It's magnificent.
There's only half left. That's not what it's for.
You see, like, bits of chicken, a film of oil and grease.
He is mortified. He spent all morning sanctifying that water. No one's touched it yet, except you. Very, very good.
Your turn?
No, I'll burn those down. Gillian, you have a duplicate on the other side that is just for the clergy. You wash your hands there.
Yes.
You go through a narrow chamber of white gray stone. It still has the black effect on the ground, but briefly, as happens from time to time, some of the black shadowy ink-like effect curls up one of the sides of the walls and quickly takes the shape of letters and forms a few phrases, sometimes prayers or moments of connection from your goddess, Carahel. The phrase does not make too much sense to you, but you do look and make note of it, and it reads in this weird cursive-like shadowy font on the wall. The star has long been pierced by the sword, but now the sleeping sword stirs once more. It must be put to rest, or there will be ruin.
The star has long been...
The star has long been pierced by the sword, but now the sleeping sword stirs once more. It must be put to rest, or there will be ruin.
But now the sleeping sword...
stirs once more. It must be put to rest, or there will be ruin. And the words quickly dissipate on this wall and fade away and almost like fall down the side of the wall and join this black flowing effect on the floor.
Or there will be ruin. Killian kneels, thanks Carahel for the divine message, and then goes on anticipating meeting.
You head out.
Jix.
You are now in the main worship area where there's different little pews. There is a statue of the goddess. She's a figure with like a Virgin Mary covering over her head in a nice gown, but she looks strong. She's holding a big book in her hand. There are several stone book pedestals that are just statues before her, and then there's some actual wooden pedestals with books out for people to read if they want. There's one or two other priests in here that are just silently praying. It's a big chamber. It's a tall chamber. There is a area where Jix, you see, come out of his side into this area. He looks way more moist than you anticipated.
Still has the towel
he's
wrapped
about as
around.
moist as I
I
anticipated.
don't know if you're expecting the goblin to look glistening coming out of that area. The acolyte just looks in horror and leaves to go back and reconsecrate that area. And Jix, you are motioned over to Killian toward this back section where there is another one of those stone pedestals with a big stone bowl, and inside there's a heap of maybe 20, 30 silver and a couple gold coins in this big bowl.
And Killian's keeping a very good eye on Jix's hands at this moment, making sure they don't go dipping into the well there. And Killian will toss in his 3 gold, actually 4 gold, and then look expectantly at Jix.
Jix takes off his wet bib.
What do I do with this?
Killian takes it and then looks expectantly at Jix again. The donation, as you had said you intended to.
Jix wants to swipe one of those Meyer pins off of.
They're in a wooden box
I
and
thought you
closed.
just-
No, I was joking about that.
Oh, come
They're
on.
still boxed.
Fine.
You can try and take the box. It'll just be much, much, much harder.
Oh yeah.
All right. Jix starts counting out a couple coins. You're looking at those coins a little closely, and perhaps you sense his other hand reaching around your waist. Make I think it's a thievery roll.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead and make a thievery roll.
18.
What is your perception? Killian.
My perception's +8.
That is an 18. Killian, that was the DC he needed to roll, so you are successful, Jix.
Wow.
You need to finish this ruse off by putting some coins in.
Yes.
So how many do you put in?
Well, Killian's expecting 4, so I put in 4. So Jix puts in 4.
Okay.
Gold?
Yep.
Yep.
Woo. Wow. Good on you.
Puts big 4 gold in. You do you seem pleased by that amount, Killian, or displeased?
4 gold.
Jix just looks at him like, Hey, I did the thing.
Does he see the large wooden box
Nope.
in his hand?
Nope. He did a
that's
great
messed
roll.
up.
Not that large of a box.
That's messed up.
He's really good at it. He just barely pulled it off.
In front of Caravel.
Yeah, Killian is pleased.
All right.
by that.
Jix, you now have the box of 5 Meyer pins hidden in your possession.
Yeah, it's in my pouch.
Okay. And
And then I will pass Jix back off to an acolyte to be escorted out under
Where am I going now?
under eye.
into the room marked Holy Fire.
The Essential of the Flesh!
All right.
Your donation is completed, and your time here with Carahel has ended, unless you wish to sit and pray, which you would do under the watchful visage of several acolytes.
No thanks.
As I suspected, then they will escort you from the temple.
Tell Carrie hi from me.
Okay. And Jix leaves the temple with this glowing, happy smile. You think the temple had some sort of effect on him.
So thrilled, because I'm going to
so
go.
pleased.
What I had intended to do is go ask and find out about these Meyer pins anyways. So
Killian, you do some worship right there in the pews, and you receive a blessing from Carahel. You get a +2 to your next offensive spell that you cast.
Nice.
Either the attack or the DC, however it's rolled.
Great.
And you run into a old man who is a member of the clergy here. It is Master Librarian Flesharn. He's in charge of the books to where they go and all that kind of stuff. He's got quite a bit of responsibility, especially over the more sacred or important tomes kept deep underneath the temple. And he says, "Oh, Wayfarer!
I'm sorry, what did you say his name was again?
My name is Master Librarian Flesharn.
Master Fleshan, greetings.
You've been gone some time.
Yes, as a wayfarer, my time is often spent away from the temple, unfortunately.
You don't need to tell me. I was a wayfarer in my day.
You have that glint about your eye, I would have suspected.
It's a fake glass eye. I'd appreciate it if you didn't bring it up.
So I have acquired some objects which I was perhaps wondering if you might have knowledge of.
Sure. Once we step into one of these studies, and you walk past through a room of a bunch of priests quietly writing in big tomes, copying books, illustrating in them. And he takes you over to a small, quiet study, and the two of you are there, and says, "What did you have to show?"
And Killian reaches into his robes and pulls out nothing because the Meyer pins are gone. And he closes his eyes. He takes several deep meditative breaths.
I would need to see these items.
He closes his eyes. He replays the scene in his head, realizes what and when it happened, if not the actual knowledge.
Where are you going so fast?
He's like, I must have left the objects behind mistakenly, but there's something called the Meyer pins. Have you ever heard of them?
I can't say that I have. I don't recognize that, but I can keep an eye in my research if I hear of such a thing.
That would be appreciated, Master Fleshan.
Happy to keep an eye out for Wayfarer's needs. Perhaps you could keep an eye out for one of our needs. There's been a bit of a debate on how to handle some manuscripts and where they might or might not be included in different sections of the library. They're new manuscripts that have come in by Acolyte Lofio, but he's been gone for some time.
Yes, I understood he had disappeared. We had hoped to find him with some other missing souls, if you will, but he was not with them.
I have been told that perhaps he had decided to not stay here. He's been a new arrival, but he and I have been in debate over his books, and he certainly wouldn't just leave them without knowing where they would be sequestered, stored.
He left his books behind?
Yes. His personal effects, as far as I've been heard too, although he didn't bring much with him.
And where are these effects currently?
Check in one of the temporary quarters upstairs.
Thank you. Is that the side quest that you had wished me to investigate?
You see the exclamation points, don't you?
Is that the what you had wished to speak to me of?
Yes.
Very good. I will investigate this matter further. I have been keeping an eye out for Lofio and had hoped to find him where we found the village girl that had been missing. And Mord, the peasant.
Oh, Mord, yes. Of course, no.
You have some of his Mord bucks, I see.
Well, may Carahel watch over you.
May Carahel guide you. And your glass eye.
Yes. All right. What else would the rest of you guys like to do?
Idrisil is going to go back to see Portmer.
As you're walking out the door, Old Man River, you left something behind.
Oh, I'd forgotten all about that, Iggy.
I don't think you did. And I
It just so stops and he
I
slowly
throw the bow at
turns
you
his-
from across the room.
The bow goes spinning through the air and it's snatched out.
And I catch it with an 18.
With a huge 18 is caught by Idrisil. You have in your possession a bow made of fine wood, much better than your current bow.
Okay.
So you just need to spend about 10 minutes and you can then make a roll to try and figure out what the value of this bow is.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. And you were heading to Portmer's?
Yeah, I'm gonna go see Portman, but I grovel at Iggy's feet for finally giving me the bow, of course. So thank you, Iggy. I tried not to make a big deal out of it, but I'm sure you could tell by my silence the whole way back that
Yeah, you're being kind of a wiener. It's cool.
well, I'll try to be more of a dick and less of a wiener. And I head off towards Portmer's place.
All right, you head to Portmer, the old archer. He's good to see you, and he also commends you on your work. It's good doing work for the town, showing yourself to be a true ranger.
Yeah, you know, Portmer, when we go on these missions, we don't expect to complete different missions while we're trying to complete the first one, but it's all part of the journey. So saving that little girl could not have been a greater ask for the trouble that we went through. We met a giant named Charg, killed a swamp witch, killed a crocodile, killed a couple of homunculi. I became a god. That was pretty cool.
Oh my. That I haven't done.
Well, finally I can one-up my old master. I see my quarters are still the same, haven't changed a bit. It looks nice and tidy and dusty as I left it.
Yes, you should probably clean.
I'll get right on that right away.
All right, you spend some time looking at the bow. You can make a crafting roll right now to identify it.
Ooh, it's a 9.
You are checking it out. You're twanging it. You start gnawing on it a little bit. You can make no real sense of it. You're going to need someone with some magical skills in your group to help you out.
I will do that tomorrow.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do before tomorrow?
Jix is walking back to his room that Iggy paid for him a while back.
Yeah.
And as he's maybe halfway back, he just palms out the box from his satchel and flips it open and looks at these pins and tries to discern what the hell a Meyer pin is.
Okay.
You mean you don't actually know? Weird.
Make a, I will make a secret roll for you. Secret roll for
Secret roll.
you. I've got some of your stats here, and you are
Hopefully they're
Jix.
explosive.
You look at the Meyer pin and can sense there is magic about it. And it has some form of detection connected to it.
Okay.
And that's all you can glean.
Okay. I put one on the strap of my satchel, you know, like some flair.
Okay.
Suspenders.
All right.
And I keep
You know, the
four in
Nazis had pieces of flair.
put the other four, keep the other four in the box and put the box back way deep down in my satchel.
All right. I'll give you a hero point if you can somehow end up with Killian having that box back with you having your own pin.
I will attempt.
That would be amazing.
Sleight of hand and slider of hand.
All right.
If there's time for it, I know Xander said he was resting. There is a place he likes to really go to, the Broken Stones.
That's occupied by a half orc now.
Ah, too soon! Too soon! The northeast part of Edlan Home, there's Broken Stones.
Yes.
Right, kind of a magic spot. That was always kind of a place of comfort for Xander. He just always felt like himself there, and that's kind of where his thinking spot is.
All right. Yeah, it's a circle of stone that are large, like tall boulder type things. They have a little bit of an air of magic around them. That's where you learned to detect magic for the first time. getting yelled at by Gabe the Wizard, like, how can you not? This is like the most magical place in all of you. You're the biggest idiot. And you like started lying for a month. Yeah, I detected. And then finally you did detect it. And it's just a quiet place. Most of the locals don't like coming up because they don't trust magic, but it's not harmful. And you just like it. And you relax there and in the grass and between these big stones. Some weird.
This isn't your place. I hate you. Orcs are dumb. You're dumb.
You're creating an arch rival for Xander, whether he wants it or not.
Idrisil is just shooting bows at night outside of Portmer's house, and to the north, he just hears crying all night long.
You do have several little fireflies that kind of gather around the stones and occasionally light upon you, Xander. That's a little reassuring. It is the next morning. It is not the next morning.
I was checking out, what's his face? Lofio's stuff.
His stuff is there.
You see it.
Okay.
There's nothing out of the ordinary, just whatever creepy, esoteric priest toiletries would be.
I resent that remark.
When
Like a flogging whip,
Poster of Carahel.
oversized diaper. I don't know, whatever you guys do.
I'll take the flogging whip. That seems appropriate. I mean, like the books and stuff that I was supposed to look at.
They are not there. The librarian has, though.
Oh, well, but didn't he want me to look at them?
No, he wants you to keep your eye out for Lofio.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Did you take notes?
I did, and I
Solid conversation.
thought I was told that there was some debate about where these books should go, and that he wanted me to solve it. That's what I heard.
Yeah, he has the books. He and Lofio are in this big debate over where his book should go.
Well, I thought that's what he wanted me to solve.
No. He wants to solve that with Lofio.
Well, Lofio's gone.
He wants you to keep your eye open. Oh my God. Shall we replay the audio?
So debate has been settled. Masterful Short gets his way.
So I was just like, where am I missing you? Where are we going wrong?
You lose it here at one point.
You deserve to lose the pins.
I wonder why you lost your perception. Never perceptive, are you? Speaking of the pins,
Yes.
yes, when
You flogging yourself naked at night. Chicks.
it's not myself that I intend to flog. It's the thief who stole my pins.
Jix is in his room with the door locked. Sleeping.
Yes. Okay, now it's the next day. It is morning time. The light is just starting to appear, and there is a knock upon your new room door, Iggy. And it is Cyril, the owner of the Thankful Lodge, your former employer.
Good morning, Cyril.
Yes, she's given you this room. Very nice room, isn't it?
It is.
It was one of our best sellers.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I'm sure it's well earned. There's someone at the door for you.
Oh, okay.
Seems a bit unhappy, and we don't like the mayor to be unhappy.
The mayor?
Yes, Voldis.
Okay. I'll go down and see what he wants.
Thank you. And he lets you get ready, and you head downstairs. You can still hear, even though the light's coming up, some heavy goblin wheezy snoring sounds coming from his room. You head down to the main giant hall downstairs on this lodge, and you can see there is, just inside the door, is Voldis, the town blacksmith / mayor. He looks a little sleepy, but is there and says, Heavybringer.
How are you, my good friend?
Hope I didn't wake you.
No. Nope. I was doing push-ups.
Okay. Well, we have a bit of an issue, and someone's brought something to my attention. and we need to have just a bit of a talk.
Okay.
And he's just outside here. If you don't mind, just a moment of your time.
Yeah.
He opens the door, and out you go. And there you see is a shirtless man named Harleo standing there.
Oh, this guy.
So perhaps you know what this is about then. This is...
Well, I know what it's gonna be about now. He's supposed to be out of here. This guy's a scumbag.
Is that true? He asks. Harleo winces. Hey, this guy stole my horse right there. He points to his horse.
Edward? I told you that's not your horse anymore. I didn't tell you, but I made sure that it was not your horse anymore. I also told you to leave town. Why are you here? And why do you not have a shirt on?
More importantly,
The most important thing.
Scumbag traits, not wearing shirts.
That doesn't give you any right to be taking my horse, guy.
Why are you here? You here for your horse?
I'm here for my
It's
horse.
not yours anymore, it's mine.
And Voldus says, so you admit to taking his horse?
Sure do.
And why did you do that?
Because he's a bad guy. Bad guys shouldn't have a horse. I'm a good guy. Good guys should have horses.
Look, we don't have many laws here in Edlan Home, but that's not how any of them work, Heavybringer. You can't just take someone's stuff and claim it as yours.
He was poisoning Moleri.
The widow Moleri.
Yeah.
You
And manipulating her into doing God knows what. Carahel knows what.
But you reported back. I asked you to check in, and you said everything was fine from her end.
We brought her to you. Remember that? And this guy was supposed to beat feet out of town.
Harleo says, I don't have to go anywhere, and she's just fine, guy. Now give me back my horse. I demand some sort of satisfaction.
Come take it away from me.
He looks at Voldus, and Voldus looks at you and says, it's early, Heavybringer. We don't need trouble. Let's just give the man back his horse and call it a day. Apologize might be... no, I see. That's pushing it too far. Can we just give the man back his horse, and that way we don't have any issues?
Oh, how about I walk it back with you? You still at Harleo's?
I am Harleo.
Or fuck. You still at Moleri's?
He says, well, yeah.
Well, let's walk it back. I want to see how she's doing.
And Voldus says, well, I'll come with you. And Harleo says, well, you can also buy it.
Your horse?
Yeah.
I'll give you 1 gold for it.
Oh, it's worth 6. Easy.
I'll give you 2 gold for it.
That's 6.
2?
Can you do 3?
2, and I won't throw you into the pond.
Oh, make your choice. Diplomacy or intimidation.
It sounds the same.
Fuck. A 6?
6. I need that extra
Here's
gold.
3 gold, you piece of shit.
Oh, thanks. You're not such a bad guy. He takes the gold and slaps you nicely on the shoulder.
Now, how is Moleri?
She's great. She's gonna be gold richer thanks to you.
How come you didn't leave town when we told you to leave town?
Because you're not the boss of me.
Okay, well, have fun. You might get a visit later.
And he pats the horse goodbye.
Don't touch him, he's not yours.
Voldus nods, back away. And Harleo walks away with his 3 gold. And Voldus says, well, that was handled as good as I could have hoped.
Sorry about that.
He is certainly an odd one, and they have a few more friends at the house there now.
Oh, that's great.
So So we have that going for us. Well, good morning.
Good morning to you too.
And excellent work with Cilicia Village. Tell the lads we're all proud of you guys.
I will.
And you return to the Thankful Lodge, where you see Calienveroe, the priest, is walking down the road from the temple to here. You see Idrisil has left Portmer the Archer's compound and is here in the early morning. You see Xander is here with a crick in his neck from sleeping outside all night long. Is that right? Oh, you shared a room. Oh, okay. You find Xander outside accidentally wearing one of your dwarven shirts.
It's so big! I don't know what to do.
Your whole body fits in like one of the arms.
It'll be great for when you take the Juggernaut potion.
And you guys are there with also those two ruffian types show up. They walk up.
Fun.
And
look at these sissy munch scruffers.
The guy winces when
Which one's Sissy? Which one's Munch Scruffer?
And the guy says, well, I'm glad to see you're here. I'm a little surprised, but glad you're here.
Glad you're here too.
By the way, Jix is not here.
Idrisil is gonna look at the two of them, and then he's gonna take out his bow.
Quick draw?
Nope.
Okay.
And he's not gonna attack anybody. He's just gonna take his bow out and go, hey, Xana, can you check this for me? And I just throw Xana my bow.
All right.
Oh, my hands! And I will attempt to catch it.
I don't think his name is supposed to be Xander.
That is amazing.
Oh, me! Yeah!
I whisked you.
Too late.
Floppy shirt and all is a 22.
Oh, yeah, you have the bow. You just need 10 minutes of time to spend one-on-one time with this bow to take a look at it.
Give me a second! I'm gonna run back inside so I can change my shirt.
The guy says, I'm coming with you.
You can stay out here. I don't think we need to have a replay of last night.
Yeah, and I'm not letting
You're
this
not
one
welcome
getting
in
out
there.
he's not getting out the back door either.
You're not welcome in the Thankful Lodge.
It's fine. It's fine.
Then he stays out here.
No.
What the hell are you doing? He puts his hand on his sword hilt.
So I am glowing purple at this moment. I assume with the because I am going to start detecting magic.
All right.
On the bow.
You detect magic from the bow.
And with that, I will just toss it back to you, Idrisil. Yep, magic. There you go.
Now I quick draw my bow,
She gets in your hand.
and I attack him.
Oh, wow.
What? Whoa.
Yep.
Make a attack roll. You can quick draw and get a shot off.
With a natural 20.
Oh my god!
I just take my bow and I shoot the arrow right at it where his hand is, and it knocks his hand off of the hilt of his sword.
Oh, all right. Wow.
You're not going anywhere.
Ah! Ding! He looks visibly shaken. And his other friend looks at him like, what the hell are we going to do?
You're going to start treating us, and especially my friend Vargalos here, with some respect.
Make an intimidation roll with +4, please.
That's a 13 total.
He says, all right. Go do what you need to do. We'll wait. What is that? And he starts stepping away from some sort of rain, and it's not rain from the window above.
Morning, everyone!
Oh my God!
Gross. Xander runs a
Nothing like the smell of goblin piss in the morning.
Sorry, did I get you?
Xander, you were changing into clothes and doing something else?
I was getting my stuff together. I was just going to detect a little bit more magic.
You're going to do 10 minutes of terrible uncomfortableness outside. It's a Mexican standoff outside. As you're changing your outfit a third time.
Yeah, got everything I need, got everything I want. It's my own stuff. I didn't have anything special. All the special things are in the hands of these two at the moment. So I'll run back down. Here's a gnome, here's a gnome, here's a gnome, here's a gnome. Okay. You can do this. You can do this.
And are you taking those 10 minutes to identify the thing? Identify the bow.
I tossed the bow back to him, so I won't be identifying that. I just found it had magic. I didn't tell what kind. So I did not take that time.
Okay. And you're back.
Killian looks like I guess I'm just chopped liver. I don't have any magic here at all. It's fine. Don't worry about that.
The rest of the group is there. Jix is there. Xander is there. Everyone's ready to go.
Jix,
Jix.
what's that on your strap there?
Oh, this?
Yeah, that.
It's a Meyer pen.
Where did you find that?
I found it
Where at?
in my hand.
And then I motioned to Killian. Have at it.
Killian, I want to thank you for taking me to the temple yesterday and giving me a taste of what it's like to truly be an appreciative follower of the gospel of Carahel. And I give you a big hug.
Okay. He gives you a big hug.
No.
0 points.
What'd you roll?
A 4.
Oh, by the way, you're making this. This is a thievery roll.
Yes.
You're making it with a -2 due to exceptional wariness on Killian's part.
Okay.
Ooh.
There we go. So 23.
And your perception is +8. You need an 18 or higher. You successfully, during the hug, he pushes you off, but not before you slip the box unknowingly right back into the exact pouch you took it from the
And I
day
get
before.
the hero point.
You get 1 hero point. I'm a man of my word. Killian, you are rightfully pissed at him, and you can tear right into him.
We'll be keeping a tally on our income this adventure, and we'll be returning to Carahel to tithe again.
Sure, okay.
Well, it went really well. Okay, let's
And
move
you're
on.
feeling very generous.
I'm feeling very curious. Hey, Xander,
Yeah.
what do you make of this? And he's like,
No. Yeah, that's magic too.
what? Can you tell me more about it?
Sure. Who's Xander?
Can we just get going, please?
Damn it. I did it too.
The two guys are pissed.
They didn't even notice. He's been called Xander like 10 times.
So who are you two? What are your names?
My name's Elp, and this is Seaworn.
Elp and Seahorn?
Not Seahorn, Seorn.
Okay, Seahorn, let's go.
And they head off to the
You
north.
spell Seorn.
S-E-O-R-N.
Just like Georn, except with a S.
Obviously.
Seahorn.
You guys head up north walking, and they seem very uncomfortable and very concerned now after the amazing Idrisil shot. Like they've lost the big power of controlling the situation now. And they talk amongst each other. I don't know. Well, maybe. Okay. Well, yeah. Well,
So
maybe
we're walking to.
We're just heading north, right?
heading up north.
As we're doing this, I'm gonna hand Killian my bow now and say, take 10 minutes and do this on the way.
He's got to stop and do it.
You just stop walking? Oh,
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Never mind.
Now I'm good enough all of a sudden.
Well, he goes purple every time.
Killian, you tell him that, and you happen to notice a little bit of a rectangular box in your pouch, and you check, and impossibly, it is there. Seems just beyond comprehension. Make a wisdom roll for me, please.
Oh, sorry.
You're pretty good at this.
8.
8. You start doubting yourself.
You were saying
Were there 5 to begin?
I'm
Did
gonna
he
use
get
a
one?
hero point.
19.
Okay. You know exactly what has happened. He's tried to pull this on you before. You kind of like raise your eyebrow, a little bit of respect. He's able to pull it off, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sneaky goblins.
Seorn, about an hour into your hike up north, falls back after relieving himself and trails now in the rear of the group to keep an eye on you guys.
No.
No?
No.
It's going to be a battle of dragging feet in the back of the group?
Yeah, we're all gonna stay together. Be like,
Oh, no, friend. Come. Stay with the group. It is dangerous to go alone.
He says, I'm going to stay right here.
No. It is dangerous to go alone.
Help is the one that I hit.
Yes, he's
And
up front.
And
I'm right behind him.
Okay.
And I use the word dangerous with like an inflection, like specifically dangerous to you to stay behind.
Make an intimidation roll there, a little frazzled.
Natural 20.
Oh my god.
He says, yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Why don't you put her in charge, man? I just started very Hudsoning right there. All right, he stays up front, and they walk up north with them in the lead for several hours, heading towards Bottom Hill Farms.
What am I gonna say?
Hello?
That doesn't work very well for me.
Well, we must, let's talk about the broken slaver, because that is the person that's supposedly here at Bottom Hill that's been doing this. So maybe we should acquire
Why don't we ask these two fuckheads?
I was going to say, maybe we should acquire some information from them, and then perhaps dispatch them before we hit Bottom Hill.
Did you just suggest to kill them?
I used the word dispatch, a more neutral word than kill. They do not seem like a good folk.
I think they get the message that if I wanted them dead, they would be dead. We can wait on killing them just now.
Well,
we need the information first.
We do.
We don't need to threaten them too much.
Oh, no, I'm not saying we threaten them.
Just dispatch them.
They're just hunched over listening as we walk.
If we enter with them, we're going to be taken straight to whatever encounter it has in store for us, and we have no time or ability to recon, to figure out what's going on, and to, figure out what is our best plan of action. So we either need to rid ourselves of these two in some fashion, and then we can take whatever actions we view as fitting, or we have to be led by these two and take whatever actions they seem fitting.
Well, you're right that we don't want to be spotted with them.
Jix is my name, alchemy is my game, but I need more reagents to keep this party hopping. Go to patreon.com/ingloriousbards and donate to the cause. Now listen to me roll this natural one.
Oh, God.
How far away are we from Bottom Hill right now?
It's 6 hours total travel, so...
Yeah, it took us 3 hours when we were riding the cart the last time.
Yeah, I mean, so basically
Probably a couple hours away.
Yeah,
still at this
it's if we go back with them, they're going to take us straight to whoever, and we're going to have to cough up the master gear.
Hey, help! Seorn!
They turn around.
Who are you taking us to see?
We're taking you to see Sog.
Sog! Who's Sog?
Well, he should know, pointing to Xander.
I didn't ask him, I asked you.
Yeah, stupids! Did I work? That worked, right? I did that one right?
Channeling your inner Vargalos. He says, well, ask him then. Keep walking. Please.
Idrisil's gonna poke the back of his knee a little bit with his bow.
Hey.
Why don't you tell us what you were not telling us?
Killian nods. Behind him. Yeah. Yeah, tell him.
We're just supposed to see your contact. Sog, that's all we know. And we're supposed to get you there. Or the gear there.
Idrisil's ears kind of just...
Were we supposed to bring the gear?
He stops cold. What? Stops.
You didn't say we were supposed to bring the gear.
Yeah, you're supposed to bring the gear.
Well,
You didn't say that.
why didn't you say that like 6 hours ago?
Idrisil and Xander just started like checking the
What?
Do you? I don't have the. Okay.
Jick sneaks off.
We
into the
don't even
woods.
have the gear yet.
He does his best because he's not trained in it. He does his best to quick draw and slash at the elf. We are rolling initiative, and first up is Idrisil. Not gonna be good.
Quick draw the short sword, real quick.
Like in slow motion, he's drawing his sword, and yours is just going out like in normal speed.
My intention is to draw swords and cross swords with him. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna. With a 18.
This is not to attack him, but to...
This is a quick draw. Yeah.
You are going to attack
I'm
him.
gonna hit his sword with my sword.
Oh, okay.
As he takes it out, I'm gonna try to
Disarm?
That would be a disarm.
Can I do that with quick draw?
You cannot. It has to be a strike.
Okay, I'll use an action.
Just to draw?
Take my sword out.
Okay,
yeah,
that's one action.
and then I'll go for
You
it.
can keep your 18, though. That's a good roll.
Okay, I'll do that.
It's a total of 18?
Total of 18.
Okay. With a total of 18, you do not disarm him, but you get a +2 to anyone else's further attempt to disarm him. And you still have a third action. Like you hit a sword and you slightly knock it, but he's still drawing it out.
I am going to. I'm gonna yell for Iggy. I'm just gonna say, "Don't let the other one move," and I'm gonna strike again.
Okay.
That's with only a 9.
9. You're too distracted looking over at Iggy over your shoulder. Next up is Iggy.
I'm going to draw Lucy, my sword, and I'm going to sudden charge Elp.
Okay. You almost bowl over the elf in your group and come right up to the elp in your group.
24
Is a nice hit.
with 4 damage.
Big 4. That's pretty low for you.
Yeah.
All right, you barely graze him, and you still have one action. No, you drew, and then you did your sudden charge, which is 2 actions.
Yep.
Gotcha. Killian.
So, delay action, once you delay it, does that permanently move your initiative to that place? Is that what we talked about?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident of that.
I'm sorry, did Iggy not get a +2? Was that included?
That's a +2 if he wanted to disarm.
Okay, sorry.
I will cast Divine Lance at the leader is Seahorn.
No, the leader is Elp.
Oh, okay. The leader of the two is Elp. Okay.
I had that confused.
Which 2 people have already gone over?
You got him off of me.
And yes, it does permanently change your initiative.
Yeah, so I will Divine Lance Elp.
Okay.
That's gonna be +2, because it's my first offensive spell. Kind of. What is it? +8, 8, 7, 15.
15. You blast at him, and he is. You miss with your shot because Iggy and Idrisil are in the way. You don't want to hit him. Your shot messes.
Actually, I don't care if I hit them because they're not evil.
You have an action left, I believe.
I will cast Shield.
Okay, shoom, you have a shield, and you are well protected from these two spatially wise, by
Yeah.
the way. They are up next. Elp goes first. He is going to make just a raw athletics roll to try to boot, and he does. He boots Iggy out of the way so we can get a good strike at the elf. His second action is to finish drawing, and his third action now is to strike at you, Idrisil, with a 20 to hit.
It hits.
Aha! Oh, minimum damage. 4 points of slashing damage to Idrisil. His friend, Sion, draws his sword and strikes twice at Iggy, who's right next to him, with a total of 20 to hit.
Yep.
And a total of 16 to hit.
No.
All right. First one does hit for 10 points of slashing. There's blood spilled. And Jix, you're up.
Jix is off the beaten path in the woods.
Okay. Jix is done. Xander, you're up.
What?
He's bigger trying to juggernaut it without the potion. I don't know what that means.
Double taking both directions.
I just needed my hits.
He's mainlining juggernaut.
Xander's going to take an elemental toss and throw fire right at the face of Sion.
Okay.
15?
15. You also missed. You got this big dwarven head right in your way. You don't want to hit your friend.
I will use the other two actions for an electric arc to toss electric bolts in between the two of them instead.
Oh, at the both of them. Do they make reflex saving throws?
They do.
All right. Elp gets a 23.
That is yes, that's a success.
And Sion opens wide and gets a critical failure and will take double damage.
Okay. Sion is going to take 7 damage.
Okay.
And so half that would, and that would be half that. So 3 for Elp that made the save.
That doesn't make sense. If you make the save, you take half. Sion takes double.
Oh, sorry, the other way around. Okay, got it. So the one roll would then be so 12 for the critical fail.
Okay.
And 3.
3, got it. Lightning flashes across Elp. Sion goes as he eats a whole bunch of lightning. And that is it. Idrisil, you're up. You are toe-to-toe with Elp, clashing blades.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep swinging at him with my short sword.
Little bit of murder, death, kill.
A little bit of it. With a 23.
23 is a hit. Get through his defenses.
7 damage.
7 damage to Elp. You cut him down.
Hold on. Sorry. That was your short sword, right?
Yep.
That's a D6, buddy.
Ooh, you do not cut him down.
2 damage.
You cut him up. But he is not dead.
I have 2 actions left.
Yes.
Try again.
We're gonna go ahead and try to finish him off. It's a hero point.
0 point.
What was the roll?
There's a 9. Natural 20.
Oh, your second attack is a brutal where you get double damage with the sword. 2 dice. This could be really low or pretty high.
4 total damage.
He still stands with 1 hit point.
Did you get a +1 or something to your damage?
No, he's not. He doesn't have that strength.
Extra die.
He's quick and agile.
One more.
One more attack.
He has a +1 to strength, right?
What?
Not with the short. Not with the
Oh,
sword.
okay.
No, the
For
short
my-
sword, yeah.
Bow, I think.
Okay.
Not the bow. The
I mean, but your
What is
strength
the-
is +1.
what is the weapon say for the damage on the short sword?
It's 1d6.
Okay.
Plus 1.
+1.
+1.
Oh, so I guess okay.
You did extra damage. you have killed Elp.
I kill him.
He is dead. You have 1 action left. You can take a step to move forward towards Seahorn if you want.
You know, I'm just gonna raise my shield.
Okay, Iggy.
I'm going to demoralize this guy. I'm going to raise an eyebrow, growl at him.
Oh,
Grrr.
add +2. He just lost his buddy.
Nice.
His close buddy. You guys are dropping dice like
Yeah.
crazy.
13.
13 is not enough.
Okay, and then I'll swing down with my sword.
I'll kill you.
19
You'll kill me. Roll your damage.
by 8 damage.
8 damage is a huge slash across his chest. He is still standing. You have 1 action left.
I'll swing at him again with a 12.
12 is a miss. He's able to parry that blow. Killian, you have an action.
I'm really hoping this guy's evil. So I'm going to cast Divine Lance.
Go for it.
14. So I know that's going to be
Magic white, powerful energy flashes out from Killian's hand and misses again.
Of course it does.
And you have another action?
I do. I'm going to recall knowledge
Okay.
for no good reason.
All right. Recalling knowledge on a human being.
Well, what is that? The plus of
Society?
15.
Okay.
Tell me all about the human.
He is more reflexible than willpowerable. Your turn is done, is what I'm trying to say. Siorn is going. He slashes at Iggy with his sword. Chang clang with a 12 to hit.
No, sir.
And then a -5, 14 to hit.
No, sir.
Then turns tail and runs 25 feet
I'm gonna
away.
use my feet, no escape, and I'm gonna lay right in.
What does that do?
So adjacent foe moves away, and I stride in tandem with the foe.
So you're right behind him.
Probably faster than me.
All right.
But any move he makes, I make the same.
All right, so you move 20 feet per speed per
Yep.
move. All right, you are 5 feet behind him, so one little step will get you right there, and you chase right after
Yep.
him. Nice.
I imagine just a dwarf screaming.
Jix.
Can Jix pop out right in front of Siorn?
Sure.
He does.
Okay.
Draws his sickle.
Your sickle is already out. You leap out in front of him with your first action. Your second is to attack.
Hey there.
That's a 19 to hit.
19, you hit. You just need to do 2 points of damage.
With 2 points of damage.
Oh! He just, hey there, a slash. And you stick your sickle deep into his chest and kill him. He drops with a look of shock on his face. Ah!
Where the hell did you come from?
I had to take a piss.
Again? God damn, your bladder is the size of a walnut.
It's the size of a goblin bladder, you idiot.
You're a walnut. Ha, nailed it.
Sure did. This guy's at my feet. I'm gonna loot the shit out of him.
Okay. Do you want to loot or loot all on him? You loot him. They have, you can check it both out. They have just a few coins on them. Nothing else of interest. A total of 3 gold pieces on them.
I would like to move them off of the main road.
Okay. You drag their bodies off. There's
Jix
a
wants to
little copse of trees
point
you can
to
drop
a
them in.
spot where he wants Idrisil to drag them to.
Can you just do me a favor? Do me a solid here, bud, and just put him right here.
I think you've done enough solids for the rest of us for today.
No, I haven't done that one yet.
So Idrisil just kind of turns to the group and says, I have an idea. I think 2 of us should put on their armor and see if we can infiltrate.
That is a good idea.
There's only 2 that are gonna fit into it.
Oh.
Idrisil glares at Killian, the only 6-foot tall person here besides him. I mean, they could stack on each other's shoulders, but I don't think they'd take it seriously enough.
Disguises are good. I'm Vargalos.
Oh, real quick.
Stupid.
We could take him as
working.
Vargalos.
Real quick, everybody roll a d20.
What's this for?
This is for who gets gold. 15.
5.
4.
Okay.
You wanna try that again?
Zaner, Killian, and Iggy all get a gold.
You.
I don't like losing control of one dice. I must control the situation. I have no say.
Somebody will be punished for this.
I am the game master. I am the decider.
The game is 3 gold. You could have done 5, and it would have been nothing.
Oh dear.
Ian makes a roll to see if everyone can make a roll.
I'll allow it.
The benevolent DM allows us to roll our own dice one time.
That's your one for the campaign.
Okay.
Can't spell God without a D.
The bodies have been placed in a moist puddle. Is that what's happened?
I guess so.
Just next to a particular tree.
Okay. They've been placed to a particular easily identifiable tree, and you have removed their armor, kind of scraped off some of the blood, and you're wearing it.
Wearing the blood, yes.
Yeah, we're kind of still in the process of talking about that, but I just think it would be a great idea to infiltrate them, maybe even with, quote, Vargalos.
Yeah.
3 of them can walk up.
Let's take their gear for now. Let's now, since we have some time and we're no longer compelled
He
by
hands
these
the bow
people.
graciously to Killian.
Killian will actually. Have you looked at it yet? The bow?
Not completely. I just knew that it was. I just knew it.
Yeah, we know that it is magic.
He's going to hand the bow over to Vargalos. And
Oh, be careful, be careful.
while he's doing that, he's going to pull out the wooden box that has the pins and attempt to just take the one off of Jix's lapel at the same,
Sucker.
same kind of moment in order to investigate them as well.
Okay.
So you're going to try and thieve.
I'm not going to thieve, more just
Steal?
more just kind of nonchalantly walk up and just pluck it right off.
All right,
You're
Jix,
not
you
gonna
then get a
pickpocket.
say.
You're
in
not-
No,
this
he's going to
matter.
dispatch.
I take the dull end of the sickle and knock his hand away.
All right. You have been held off.
Oh, very well. I guess somebody doesn't get to know what these are. And then I'll turn and I will open up the box and I'll spend some time investigating them.
The Meyer pins.
Meyer pins.
Okay.
yes.
You spent about 10 minutes working your magic on these Meyer pins, trying to attune to them and figure out what they are. And I need to make a super secret roll.
Arcana is +5 if that matters.
You glean nothing from them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got your stats for my secret rolls on here.
Okay.
I do. You give me
secret
that
stat
look.
You don't even need us to roll.
Shh, don't tell him that.
Do I need to make a roll for the bow if we're taking?
Yeah. No.
All right.
I will make that roll. There's
So-
some things.
I told you.
Killian, after doing that, will be like, oh my God, nobody should be using these, and closes it and puts it away and then looks over at Jix and gives him like a scared look and then goes about his business.
I'll make a deception roll.
6.
Okay.
Hold on, wait. Deception +3, 9.
9.
Yeah, it's not going to be good enough.
He's not a good liar.
Xander's perception's only 14, so he's freaking out. I'm so sorry.
Xander, you spend 10 minutes and are able to identify this as a Ocran bow made of Ocran wood, and it is a magic bow. It is +1 to hit. That's it. Very simple, but very effective. And you were able to explain it to Idrisil. So Idrisil, when you take this bow back, you get +1 to every single one of your bow number attacks forever.
That's monster.
Just let everybody know that brings my last attack to a +3
Nice.
instead of a -2.
Iggy's gonna walk up behind Idrisil and
Steal the bow?
no, just touch him. And
Idrisil starts crying?
nothing happens.
Okay.
He
I was gonna
definitely.
try to heal you, but
Oh, I appreciate
didn't
that.
work.
All right.
And then Iggy's gonna touch himself.
Oh, you do some battle medicine.
Yep, battle medicine. And he does hit on himself and heals 9 points.
All right. Keep in mind, if you're doing battle medicine, it does take the healer's kit.
Yeah, I have one.
I know, I'm just saying in the middle of battle, that would involve putting swords away, drawing
Yeah.
out, just blah, blah, blah. Just be aware of that.
How many hit points did that heal?
9?
Let's see, 39.
Yeah.
So we'll take another 10 minutes and I'll heal Iggy. I'm sorry, Idrisil.
Okay. Anything else you guys doing on this break?
I get the bow back and it starts vibrating in my hand.
Yeah, it looks
very
nice.
appreciative.
It's made of dark wood. It's got scrawled a little symbol, etching designs on it. It's pretty nice.
It's purty.
All right, you guys then head off up north. Another hour of travel up north. You then head west off the road down a small little path towards Bottom Hill Farms.
We've obviously concealed the bodies.
Yes, in a
Yeah.
copse of trees.
Putting on their clothes.
Idrisil, you have their
I
clothes
have one
on.
of their clothes on, so I look like one of them.
Okay.
Maybe skinnier and better looking, but
What type of armor do you normally wear?
it's leather, kind of woodland elf armor, so it's brownish.
No, I just need to know leather. That's good. So that is what they had. So your armor class remains the same, but you do have an extra pair of leather armor wrapped up behind you on it. It's like a big backpack type thing. Just be aware of
Yeah,
that.
what happens as a cleric if I'm wearing armor? Like,
Nothing at all.
so
You and
why?
Xander could be wearing armor all day long.
So there's no negative impact.
Wait,
to
I
that
can?
whatsoever.
I can have armor?
The negative impact is unless you're trained in it, you don't get the trained +2 or the level bonus. So what armor are you? You're trained in no armor whatsoever.
Correct.
You're trained in
Basically unarmored.
Oh, you're trained in unarmored. So if you put leather armor on, you'll get the leather armor bonus of like +1 or +2, but then you'll lose +2 for being trained and +2 for your level.
Okay.
But if you later on gain a feat that lets you choose that, you can choose that, and now you can use that.
So I could do like plate mail?
You can work your way up to plate mail. It is totally allowed.
I feel like you're going to start this game as a wayfarer and end as a completely different class.
Yeah.
I'll be a paladin by the end
I
of
don't
it.
care
Yeah.
how.
He won't need the Juggernaut potion and
Right.
just Divine Lance everything.
Off in the distance, you guys see there is the Bottom Hill Farms. It is that raised kind of puffy hill you have spent some time on a couple of weeks ago. You see the farm is there. Iggy, you break out your spyglass from afar and can see some movement and action going around similar to what you spotted when the last time you saw this farm. There is a tower that's being constructed of stone blocks that is now 30 feet tall. There are several tents, maybe 8, 10, 12 tents that have been set up of different sizes. There are 4 different cranes with rope and metal that are moving stones and stuff around. Make a perception roll, Iggy.
16.
You can also see there are several armed people that are moving around the workers. You see one of the workers treated poorly and beaten with a dagger, just the pommel of the dagger. So he held in his hand like brass knuckles, if you will, and smashed the guy upside the head.
What race are the workers?
The workers are the normal civilized race mix, so plenty of humans, maybe one elf, maybe a halfling or two,
Do
that
they
type
look
of
to
thing.
be like forced to be there?
Yes.
With the beating with the dagger.
Well,
Well, keep your eye out for Lofio. I bet he's here.
I guess I do know what he looks like.
You did see him once. Just look for a weird, foppish little priest type guy. You know exactly what those guys
Yeah,
look
we
like.
have one in our party.
You also see one of the cranes is bringing out a metal box filled with dirt out, and then they slowly swing it over and then empty it into a pile. You see there's a couple wagons filled with big, heavy stones that they're using these cranes to move and put in position 30 feet up. So this is a big operation. You see that there were 3 farms you guys originally visited. The leftmost was the Wheelers, and the rightmost was the Roots, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
The Malin's root.
Yeah, Malin's was the middle. Those farms are there, but now they've been taken over. There's tarps and lean-tos and canvases stretched out, so they're being used as staging stuff or sleeping stuff. You're not sure. The middle one, though, the Malin farm, has been completely destroyed and wiped out, and that's where this tower has been built. And what would you guys like to do?
Couple questions. How much of the tower is built?
You don't know. It's not done. It's 30 feet high.
Okay, well, that was
Okay.
the question.
I thought you were looking for a percentage. 30 feet high.
So, if the chain gate is nearly ready, but the tower's not, it might be easier to destroy it this way. I think we should try to go all the way in, get it in there, present it, place it in there, and then explode it.
Right.
Yes, good. Good plan. Can I have the gear jicks?
Before we execute that plan, or dispatch it, as it were, let us watch the pattern of the guards. Let us kind of see how many people there are here, and see if we can perhaps sneak in as a party together and do said plan. Perhaps.
We're gonna need a way out. I don't want to explode.
Carahel will provide.
I just got my nice new bow. I don't want it to break.
Remember season 2?
Remember those tunnels?
I was just thinking about that.
There might be a way in. Definitely a way out.
Yes,
Maybe
definitely
the
the
Wheeler's Farm.
tunnels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Get into one of the corner houses and go underneath.
We probably don't even need to get to the houses. I mean, there's the tunnels are built around.
I'm just wondering if the tunnels outside might be blocked off by all the workers. So
Well, we can try.
it's just a question of finding one that's open.
Or we just walk right up and see what happens.
That is much more of our style.
And which is very rarely worked out well for us. Let us watch for a little bit and see how many guards we can discern.
Hold on. During this entire conversation,
We've been surrounded by guards.
no. During this entire conversation, Xander's just been staring at Jix with his hands outstretched with the give me motion over and over and over again. What are you doing, Jix? He's asking for that gear.
I don't have it.
You're always a kidder. Seriously though, we need this.
I don't have it.
Jix, I need the gear and probably the key. Do you remember the ring? The ring that he was using? Vargalos's ring? You had it before, Killian. You might have that, and I could use that and call it a key for the gear that you're about to give me. Right now.
It's not in my bag.
Really?
Would I joke about something like that?
Yeah, yes.
Do you need to make a deception roll?
No.
You don't have the gear?
No.
Where is it, Jix?
I hid it in the woods
Just now?
a little while ago.
A couple hours back.
Oh, okay. That's a different plan. We can make that work. It's
Why did you hide it? We need it to open the gate.
I didn't want us to do something stupid.
So you beat him to it.
Wow. I'm not.
Xander's in no mood. What are you doing?
What?
This has been a rough 2 days.
Wow.
You hit it by that tree? Where we put the guards?
Maybe.
Where'd you put it, Jix?
By the tree.
You and me are taking a walk.
Let us all go.
Or you stay here and scout.
Okay, that's true.
Gonna give him your spyglass?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, Idrisil is just he's fed up with Jix and he's just listening to Xander turning purple and red and
Xander,
Without magic this time.
he's not detecting anything. He's
Xander's
just
going
help
into chameleon mode.
you coming with us? You coming with the shorties, Xander?
Yes.
All right. The 3 short ones head off back down several hour hike towards Edlan Home. The tall ones stay behind and scout sniper style, laying in the bushes with ghillie suits with the
Speaking of
spyglass.
ghillie suits,
Like Frodo
I
and
am
Sam,
I,
Mordor for walking around.
right. I am going to put the armor on of the other dead
Guard. Okay.
dispatched guard.
All right.
Yes.
If you want and not to be encumbered with the encumbered condition, Idrisil, you could leave your armor here in this staging area before you go in.
Yeah, I'm going to stow it away.
Okay.
Just not
All right.
dispatch it into a tree somewhere.
Did you have some, Xander? No.
No,
You look like you did.
There's been 2 different times he's almost lashed out at Jix. He's on the edge, but he's holding it in. He's pacing, but he's okay. He's okay. He's telling himself he's okay.
You're like Travolta in the bathroom. Look, I'm not threatening you or nothing. You know I respect you, but you pushed me to the edge.
This is it. This is where we're going.
So, Jix, you really think this is a bad idea?
No, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I'm not sure it's the right time.
When is gonna be the right time?
I don't think we know enough yet.
The more they get done, the harder it's gonna be.
So, the tower looks to be about 30 feet tall, right?
Yeah?
How tall was the tower in the one that we found it in?
A lot taller than 30 feet.
Right. They're nowhere ready to have this gear yet. And the longer that they have it in their possession without being ready for it, the more they can hide it or do something with it where we don't know where it is anymore.
Well, the only way they're gonna get it in their possession is if they kill us all. You think
Or
that's
find
gonna
it in the
happen?
woods somewhere.
They won't fight it.
They have just teams of people walking through the woods, just going.
You gotta talk to us. We gotta make decisions as a team.
We were busy at the moment. There were some shorts going, and I had to take a pee.
but
And
there was plenty of time afterwards. It was 2 hours of walking.
Why didn't you say anything?
He says repeatedly over the 2-hour walk back to the trees. You guys are there. You're at the bodies, and you were able to find the gear. It's still there, Jix.
Yes, it's in a knothole in this particular tree.
All right, you find the geocache he left behind.
Where any woodpecker or owl could come find it.
Can I have it?
I guess. Here you go.
It is in your possession.
My precious.
You begin
Oh,
the
God. Suddenly, Jix's idea doesn't seem so bad.
you begin the hike all the way back. In those 4 hours of time, Killian, you've been looking through the spyglass, I believe.
Yep.
You are able to count 30 workers that are here at this site. You were able to count 15 guards. And you aren't able to make out any particular patrol routes, although you see there are guards that are assigned to specific groups of workers in general. But you're able to count about 15 different ones, and you are also able to make out one. How would I say? Make a society roll. I think would be a better one.
Society, you say?
Please.
19.
You are able to see a busy administrative type human running around and arguing with guards and running around and arguing with laborers. And then you're able to watch him arguing again. You take him more as a wizardly type after a while. He's got more of a robe on. He threatens to, he makes that little hand motion like I'm going to blast you with a fireball to threaten some poor worker. So you do notice that character.
Physically, what does he look like?
Slightly grayish beard, human with a blue robe with a hood over him, and walks fast with a stick up his butt wherever he goes.
Okay. And the of the two farms, does there seem to be one that's like where he's like, does he go into one?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be the Wheeler farm on the left-hand side.
Okay. And the other one, the the Roots farm.
Root farm,
Like, what sort of activity is going on over there?
You see a lot of the workers coming and going from that location.
Okay, so that seems to be the kind of
That's the game room.
right.
You making all these notes, you're calling out everything to Idrisil, like you're just looking through the spyglass for 2 hours straight. Okay, I always see that bearded guard again. Okay, so there's just one of him. You're calling everything out. You look back as you hear steps approaching at your friends. It's been 4 hours. And you also notice that at your feet, Idrisil has created this amazing replica of the site with little sticks and twigs and where different guards can be.
Okay.
Just amazing.
And I'm just squinting as hard as I can. Just, okay, you said there's one there. Okay, I see him. I see him.
And Xander seems like 10% less annoyed and with the gear in his hand.
So the workers themselves, do they seem completely demoralized, downtrodden? Like, could we, like, I know this might be a little bit hard for me.
Union
You
strike.
want to get William Wallace on him?
Exactly, yeah. Like, you know, could we
We do have a Scotsman.
could we start a, you know, like, if they were given some motivation, do you think they would rise up?
You
against
cannot
their-
tell that through the spyglass.
It is not a magical spyglass that would tell me those types of things.
No.
Motivation spyglass.
No, but what I do think we can determine, and kind of Idrisil's, as he's getting relayed all this information, he's kind of saying that I think that the guy going into the Wheeler farm is going to be our best bet. If we can get a hold of him and either control him or distract him, we have a better shot of getting ourselves into the middle building, into the tower. We can use him and persuade him to get us into the tower, dressed as these guards.
That's probably Sog. So I don't.
We can go make a report to Sog as these two guards. Tell him we couldn't find anything, or we could bring Vargalos, and he gestures to Xander. We can bring Vargalos with us.
And friends.
And two detainees or friends or however we want to present them, and bring them to Sog, whoever this old wizard looking guy is, maybe just poorly dressed. But I think he would be our best bet instead of trying to get into the workers' cabin and unionize the workers. So we'd have a better shot of going 1-on-1 or 5-on-1.
Killian, make one more perception roll.
Nat 20.
Oh, I was going to say, this is a really high bonus thing. I totally forgot, but it's not easy to see. You do spot during this time, this was earlier. Sorry to interrupt you, yourself.
No.
You do spot through the spyglass one moment during the hours you've been waiting. 6 or 7 of the workers start to scatter and move quickly out of the way. And from the ground erupts a oncrav, one of those giant worms that Vargalos had before, and it erupts out of the ground and it starts looking around and crawls out for a bit. The wizardly guy in the blue robe comes out and starts yelling at it and stuff, and then you see it disappears back into the ground.
Okay. That's like a scene like from Monty Python or something. Interesting. So I think chances are Sog's gonna fight us. Like that wizard guy, like there's gonna be no compelling him to do anything.
But if he doesn't know we are us,
That's right. I mean,
fight
like,
us.
right. I mean, that's the deception is sort of the only path that we have there. Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to. as
I
such,
just think deceiving him is our best option, but we're better off against one of him
but it's
than 30 guards,
so
15 guards.
he probably does
The
know
worm.
Elp and Seorn by sight, though. So that's the challenge.
Idrisil just looks down and does. I don't see a name tag. I don't think he'll need to know it's me, Elp, right away.
Right, but what I'm saying is, as we get closer, like I think the
He'll be
deception.
suspicious, but if we have Vargalos, that might distract him enough.
You think
Get us-
that so the people that he knows personally, that we're saying that we're going to be,
Just tell me who needs to be the most deceptive, and I'll make them up a little mix that they can drink, and it'll do the trick. Okay?
he's going to,
Jix is gone. He's running full speed up the hill.
you know, like I think he actually knows these people in person. That, like, you know, If some random dwarf shows up and says that he's
what are the
Iggy,
other
would you
options?
believe him?
What's the other option? Go try to get the helpless workers to not be afraid of us, and can we sneak in with them? I'm 6 foot tall. I don't think we're going to sneak in.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Do you need some help?
Still have the ring?
Yes.
I need it. Quick. Just steal the ring.
I was getting ready to hand it over until he said that, and then I stop and I will.
I think he's got a good idea.
You're like, I'm going to pray for you both. And then
While he prays, I take
takes
it
the
and give
ring
it to him.
off
All right.
and hands it over to. Didn't I give it to you in the first place?
You did. It didn't work and you took it back.
He's got
I
it
took
now.
it back? All right.
That's what you do, Killian. You
I will
take things from
Xander
people
is going to detect magic on the ring
in the
this
name
time.
of Carousel.
So do you in your own.
Like we did back here Bottom Hill, but I want to see if this time it might be working.
All right, you detect magic. You detect no magic on.
Shoot! Dang it! Back! Why? It's one. It's just one thing.
Xander,
It's one.
it was a good idea. And I pat you on the shoulder. It was a good idea.
I sit on the ground. It's been a day.
Okay, so what are we going to do? Are we going to go underneath through the tunnels? Well, I don't think that's a good option.
Did you
'cause
guys find any tunnels?
well, we know the worm thing is there now.
Yeah, that's
so
not a good
that's
idea.
not a good option. We can go to the workers. That it's not a bad option, but I think the better option is to try to get this guy to bring us in himself. And he might recognize us, and it might cause a problem. But I'm willing to take that chance over.
Hey, Xander, give me your hand.
Holds out
And
his
Jix plops like what looks like a big a big bonbon in Xander's hand.
Okay.
Like chocolate?
I
I do not even look at it.
It's not chocolate.
Xander puts it right in his face.
Okay.
Oh my gosh!
Does this do?
It's a suppository.
Does this do something?
A big fat suppository.
What it does is it begins to slightly alter Xander's appearance. He still looks gnomish, ish, but he, in our eyes, begins to take the actual appearance of Varglos.
I feel sneaky. Hey, stupids! Look at my ring! I can control worms! This is fun.
We're all
Did you
gonna
just
die.
call us stupids?
You don't know E?
So you can look different than yourself and be a gnome.
You're
But look more.
Margalos.
But look more Vargalos.
Varglos.
Shargalos.
You just can't look like a specific person.
Doppelgos.
I've altered my appearance then.
And you got about 9.5 minutes left on this.
Let's go!
Starts triumphantly around.
What's the plan?
Let's go up. We're your captives, you two. Don't fuck it up.
Okay.
All right. The 5 of you go up. You're being led by 2 quote unquote guards in leather armor.
As we're walking up, let's talk about this just a little bit more.
Oh God.
Just a little bit. So we're gonna let Xander lead.
Uh-huh.
You and I say nothing, and then if he doesn't make note, like we're not gonna say we're Eep and Seahorn. And also,
It's Alp, so we might want to get that right. Alp and Seahorn.
so are you?
Alp and Seahorn.
So are you Kelp or Seahorn?
I'll be Kelp.
All right.
Okay.
Them.
So you guys have the guards leading forward. You have
So if he knows them, then we're just. Hey, this is a big thing.
okay.
We got
Oh,
8.5 minutes left.
It's stupid.
If Vargo is going to lead, we're just his henchmen, unless otherwise it seems like it's appropriate. Okay.
And I
All right.
grab Iggy's arms and I put them behind him. And do I have like cuffs or anything? Shackles of any kind?
You, unless you do, you don't.
Well,
Someone does, I
it's his
thought.
armor, so I'm just guessing that.
Yeah, but what are you doing with their weapons and all that?
That's a good one. I'll just keep. His hands are behind his back.
Okay.
I have his great sword like on my
Okay.
back,
All right.
essentially.
Heavier than it looks.
Yeah.
And then Jix is also being manhandled with his arms behind his back by you, Killian.
Yes, none too gentle.
Okay. And what do you?
So to make
Just for authenticity's sake.
Yeah, so I'll describe really quick. So I have his great sword and my bow. So it looks like one of them has a bow that I'm carrying, so it's not doesn't look like my bow.
Okay.
So I've got a bunch of weapons. He has a couple weapons.
And Killian, you have
Spear.
Jix's sickle then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Xander, as Vargalos, you're leading the way. All right.
Arms out, head up, all 3.5 feet high.
You boldly step forward. As you guys step forward, you see there are 2 of the guards break out from the encampment and walk down the hill as you guys walk up the hill. And the guards come to meet you and hold out a hand. One of them says, hey, what's going on?
Out of my way, stupids! I'm here for Sog.
What
Don't you know Vargalos when you see him?
And he says, oh, yeah, go, come on. And he seems excited to see you. Motion you to come follow them.
At
And
least somebody's happy to see me.
First time in my
And it's not
life.
even myself.
they lead you up to the encampment. There again are lots of workers / slaves that don't seem happy to be there.
Will you be my papa?
There's a half orc around here. I'm just gonna lose it.
Hello.
One of the guards runs up fast ahead into one of the bigger tents, and the tent flap opens up, and out comes a dark-skinned orc woman who comes out. Big, muscular lady. And she
Muscular lady.
and she comes down the steps. A couple more guards join, so there's 5 of them plus her. A lot of the other guards are kind of watching to see what's going on, but the workers, they don't dare look up. They're busy. And she walks up and she says, you are Vargalos?
Yes!
She looks you up and down. You were giving some sort of +4 roll for this thing. Go ahead and make a visual deception roll.
21.
You have blue and purple robe. You don't have blue-purple robe.
I wear what I wear today. This is a very important day.
This big giant woman flinches from your accusatory finger. You sound Vargalos.
Yeah, stupids.
You have gear.
I have exactly what I need to have.
The ground starts to shake around you, and you see a hole forming off to the side. Her and the guards kind of step aside, knowing what's coming.
I will step alongside them as I have a guess of what's coming.
Okay.
And as will we.
Out of the ground comes this nasty creature that claws its way out. It is this weird horse-sized worm thing with mandibles, and it's dripping acid out of its mouth. And it comes up and claws slowly across the ground, delicately walking towards Jix the goblin, and does that little alien does that little Aliens 3 Sigourney Weaver alien little thing where its mouth is right up against your face, and it's kind of doing the sensing, almost sniffing if it had a nose type thing, and it's right there.
Jix is sniffing it back.
Okay.
Does this big orc lady, does she have a ring on?
She does not.
Okay.
She says, you have gear.
Yes. Take me to the gate.
No. What took you so long?
Are you questioning me?
Weeks you were here.
You don't know what I've had to go through with that stupid witch.
She flicks you in the forehead. Shut up. You late.
Xander is really trying to stay brave with the giant monster on his right, sniffing Jix and being flicked in the head. He's going to show a fireball in his hand, intimidatingly.
Okay.
And never touch me again.
Make an intimidation roll.
Ooh, 14.
14. She flicks you a second time in the head. Shut it. You have gear. Take gear to house, she says, pointing over to the Wheeler farm. Wizard waiting for it.
I'm going to throw my ball of fire at her foot, at her boot, before walking over to the farm.
All right. She spits after you, but misses. And tell Wizard keep worm away.
You tell him. Fine.
And you guys are not only off and away from that scene, but you guys are almost completely left alone. The guards disperse. They go back to the workers. This orc lady, she goes back into her tent.
Let's go to the tower.
Yeah, they didn't even ask about your weird little prisoners either.
We're little pruners.
Prisoners.
Or pruners.
Is the worm still there?
The worm is still there, yes.
Is it like following us?
No.
Okay.
But we'd have to get around to get to the tower, wouldn't we?
It's kind of in that general vicinity, and it kind of moves towards its hole, but it just kind of stands there and it doesn't dig its way back in.
Do we keep going?
So we either deal with the wizard or we try to make it to the tower.
What do you guys think?
You're Vargalos. This way, if things go horribly awry, I don't have to take any responsibility.
There's no one around.
I warned you.
There's no one around close enough that I can like make a soft whisper and like keep a conversation going.
Like whom?
To Xander.
Yeah.
To Vargalos.
Yeah, it's
I
just
can
us.
speak to him without anyone hearing.
Yeah, the close person's like 30, 40 feet away.
You're just making sure. All right, Xana. Make the call. Which way do you want to go?
You make the call.
Deal or no deal?
If the chain gate's here, we can break it without anyone noticing, unless the whole place is full of people. The wizard we know is probably by himself.
Did anyone get that orc's name?
Important.
Why, you want to bag her later?
No, I just think that if we go into the tower and we have a name to reference, we can just say she told us to go in there.
We have Sog.
And they'll continue to leave us alone.
Vargalos wouldn't care about names.
All right. I'm following you, Vargalos.
We're going to the wizard. Keep marching.
He heads off. You head in that
Killian's
direction.
praying.
Iggy, you spot off in the distance, in one section between where one of the barns used to be, you see there is a pit that's been dug out, and it is has 5 bodies carelessly tossed into there with room for plenty more.
And they look like workers?
Yes, absolutely.
Killian's keeping an eye out for Lofio.
Okay. You are keeping an eye. I'll keep you abreast of that situation. And the Xander / Vargalos with group in tow, are you still doing the 2 prisoner thing?
Yep.
Okay. You take your quote unquote prisoners to the Wheeler farm. And what do you want to do? You're right outside the door.
I'm gonna go right in.
Okay.
Just door open. Just. Hey, stupid!
Okay. The door opens. There is a wizardly like guy in his blue robe who is sitting at a table who just like does some like you just caught him looking porn type of a thing where he moves his hands real fast and he sits up and he says, "What's the meaning of this? Who are you?"
And we all like file in, and Killian closes the door behind
All
us.
right. I said, "Who are you?"
You're in my house.
You're Mr. Wheeler?
I am the gnome of this place. Bottom Hill was my claim. Vargalos, The sorcerer!
You are Where have you been? You were supposed to be here weeks ago.
I already told the stupid on the hill I had an issue with the swamp witch. She's gone now. You're welcome.
Look, I'm Brinley, the All-Knower. I'm sure you've heard of me before.
Of course.
You have obviously come here to bring what you have been tasked to bring.
Of course.
Let us see it.
No.
What? Right here on the table.
Brindley, this is not for you. This is for the gates. I know my world and I know my job. I do not trust anyone.
Your job is to bring the Master Gear here. Now let us see it. And he points at his table.
I produce the Master Gear.
All right. He doesn't touch it. He looks at it. It looks unusual, but not particularly magical.
Because you know nothing, stupid!
I am the all-knower Brimley.
Brimley or Brinley?
Brinley.
Brindley.
Wilford? Wilford Brinley?
He's got the diabetes.
Xander's going to grab the gear and pick it back up and stuck it.
All right, he doesn't say anything about that. They say that you are more than just someone to fetch things. They say you are a bit of a self-proclaimed expert on interdimensional gateways. I bet you think you know more than me, huh?
I don't have to prove anything to you.
I think you do. I think you're a charlatan or a liar or perhaps someone looking to replace me. Say, tell me, quick, what type of gear can connect to a fully inversed gate? Quickly!
That would be a reversed gate gear, obviously.
Well, then what kind of gate do we have here at Bottom Hill?
This would be a chain gate of dimensions.
How many?
I know who I'm working for.
How many times can a residual magic be used to overpower a non-functioning gate?
How many mushrooms does it take to swallow a toad?
You don't know the answer.
You don't either.
You're a charlatan.
You're a hoax.
Everyone's just watching this conversation. Back and forth.
He kind of does this, eyeing you back and forth.
Xander squints as convincingly as he can.
We're really going to need an answer to that toad question.
He steps around his table and comes close to you and says intimidatingly, I'll have you know that you will not take this position from me. I am in charge of everything gate related here at Bottom Hill. Do you understand?
Xander very slowly lifts his hand to show him the ring. I was here first. This is my claim. If you think you are going to do anything...
He slowly raises his hand up, showing you his ring.
Rings.
And he has a ring and says, this is my place. And besides, you don't even have your worm anymore. We found it dead outside. What the hell happened to it?
There were bad things. I was overrun by vagrants. These vagrants.
You point to your
Point to my prisoners behind me. I have brought them here to be dealt with. They should be thrown to the bottom of the tower. When we activate the chain gates, they should be sucked through to the other side, never to be seen again.
That sounds like a good first test. All right. Give me 10 minutes and meet me down there and bring the gear, obviously, and we will finally get this underway. And again, this is my position. And he walks out.
Idrisil, before he does that, in his best, disguised voice, he just kind of shaking. He says, keep worm away.
What?
Worm's scary. Scary worm.
He shakes his head confused and walks out the door.
Ooh, I think I did really good.
Well done. Well done.
What do you guys want to do?
I guess we're going to go to the tower now?
So that was 2 minutes in, so I have, 8 more minutes?
No, I'll probably have like 5 more minutes.
5 more minutes before it's very clear that I'm not what I look like?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He says he needs 10 more minutes.
So you had mentioned something a while ago about having a plan to get in, but then that was not the problem, but getting out would be. We still haven't come up with that plan.
Yeah, we're in, so we're executing my plan right now as you speak.
Hey, Zanny, you're gonna need to put a hood on or something in about 5 more minutes.
I am Vargalos! You will speak to me
He's a
with
method
respect!
At a full psychic
God.
break.
What do you guys want to do anything for 10 minutes? Or we'll just skip forward?
Well, let's. I say we go to the tower, take a look in there, and see if we can kind of destroy this gate between now and the next 10 minutes. That's my thought.
Destroy the gate without putting the master gear in?
Stick master gear in the chain gate, go through it, destroy it, come back through, leave before anybody's the wiser.
Well, that sounds as easy as a piece of gum.
Yep, let's do it.
Xander actually does want to go first. Let's get there soon before everything wears off. I'm feeling very confident in my lies, and if I don't have them anymore, I may not be as confident.
Oh, you do see, by the way, in his office here with all his little supplies and junk and stuff, on one wall, there is a map of Bottom Hill, similar to a crude drawing you saw earlier. This one's much more designed, and it shows the hill, and it shows the tower's construction, and you estimate it to be about 45 feet tall is the outline of where it actually see the actual 40-foot written on the architectural drawing, and that there is a cavity drawn out underneath it, the tower, so you can see a little bit of what they're planning. Okay, what do you want to do?
Let's go to the tower.
Let's.
Okay.
Is there? Taking a very quick look here in the room. Is there anything of value? Anything?
Any scrolls?
Yeah.
No scrolls. There is a lockbox here.
Jix hands 2 things
Let's not mess with that
to
just yet.
Xander.
Yeah, you might need either or both of these. If you don't use them, I do expect them back. Thanks.
What do you give him?
Gives them, explains that one is a smoke stick and the other is a mesmerizing opal.
Whoa.
Okay.
Mesmerizing opal is helpful in deception checks. Again, the smoke stick is just basically a shroud of smoke.
Okay.
It might make you look more like magical and stuff.
I do look magical and stuff.
So you guys found a lockbox you said you didn't want to mess with, and
No,
you're
I
heading
think we're
out,
gonna leave it be.
heading out to the tower.
Yeah.
All right, you head out to the tower with prisoners still in tow.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
We're not going to look in the lockbox?
No.
We don't got time. We gotta move.
Yeah.
Okay. I have thieves' tools.
No.
We murder everybody. We can do it.
Jix puts it in his sack.
Okay.
No.
We're heroes. We should
No.
talk in terms of murder.
Jix puts it in his...
We dispatch everybody.
That's because if they come back, they find it missing, and we haven't done everything we need to do, that's going to cause problems. So leave it alone. Please. I'm asking you nicely.
As a sacrifice to Carahel, I won't take the lockbox.
There we go.
All right. You guys are at the tower. You can see there is several guards posted outside. There's also this giant hole that is next to it with some stairs, crude wooden stairs that have been erected on scaffolding that go down into this hole. You can see there's some cave type thing down below. And you can see a couple of those weird crisscross worm-like tunnels that are also down there. And this is where all those cranes are. Some of them are moving stones up the tower, and there are 1 or 2 that are pulling out big carts of dirt and rock as they're excavating down below as well. There are some guards stationed here, half a dozen, and one of them comes up to see what you guys are up to.
Ask him where the gate is. Don't take it.
I'm here to see the gate.
He says, okay, you just need to wait a bit. Brindley says no one down there for a couple more minutes.
Brindley is is not in charge. I am Vargalos the sorcerer. I am the one that can say where I can see the gate and when I can't. Brindley will come to me.
He told me you'd say that. He wanted me to pass on a message that you won't have his position. He's in charge and he's not ready.
Stupids!
And they have no intention of letting you go down there or into the tower. And the work continues. You have drawn the attention, Jix and Iggy, of some of the workers who are slaves, who are trying to see if they know you, what's going on, will you help here, that type of thing. You're one of them, essentially. Or pitying you. You're not sure what to make of it. You guys got a couple more minutes to kill.
Is anybody paying like undue attention to them?
What do you mean?
Like Jix and Iggy.
A couple of the people are watching them closely, yeah.
Get your eyes back to your work.
Ooh. You've got 8 more minutes, and the potion of disguise will wear off in about 3.
About 3. You! Get down there and tell him to go faster! Guard, let him go with you!
Nope.
I don't have time for this! And Xander will do another intimidating fireball.
Okay.
How many?
Hold it up to the guard.
How many guards are there?
There are 6. And the guard says, go get Zog. And now there are 5 as one goes off to the tent.
Where's it? Is there a crane?
Wait, tent?
There's
Yeah.
a bunch of tents.
There's a whole bunch of tents.
Oh, so
We were in the house.
You were in the
There's
wheels.
also
Right.
a bunch of
but
tents.
he implied the wizard went down in the hole.
Yep, correct.
And now Sog. Oh god.
Sog is the wizard's Brinley.
All right.
Is there a crane that's
Thought it might be Sog.
Yes,
Brennan.
there are 4.
go sabotage one of those cranes?
Right in
Make
front
a
of these 6
distraction.
guards.
Make a distraction. You guys are guards.
Hearing, kind of feeling Iggy say that on the back of Idris's ear, he shows face to these 5 remaining guards, and he kind of elbows Iggy a little bit. Shut up! No talking.
You see
And then
the...
No,
Go ahead. The orc woman is coming out of her tent and being led over towards you guys.
Oh, that was Sog. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I do this hopefully that she can see me. I just elbow him. No talking.
You repeat it again, and when she arrives, she says, you ready for gate?
Yes!
Let's go.
We've been waiting for weeks! I shouldn't be standing outside here!
But we've been waiting for weeks.
I don't have time for this!
Tony Stark, we're waiting on you now. Let's go.
And she motions down the scaffolding, and the guards part ways, and she waits for you guys to go first and follows up behind.
Xander leads the way.
All right, Xander, you lead the way. The rest of your group follows, and she says, wait. Oh, who are these? Pointing to your captives.
They are the first test of when we activate the gates. My own special pets.
She shrugs and lets you take them down. You head down these stairs. You see there is a little passage, side passage, where they have dug out and tried to shore up with wooden beams to protect it from collapsing. And there's a big cart of a metal cart with a bunch of dirt being lifted right past you as you go down these steps. And you're heading towards this little passage further down into the hill. You're about maybe 25 feet underground now, and now you're disappearing into this tunnel. So you will have you won't be in the hole now. You'll be underground proper. As you do, you see there are, I don't think, any guards here that
Just go with that.
Hold on, let me double check.
No, don't check. Just
Iggy or Idris will see anything? Or
original plan.
Is it lit fairly well because they're working on it?
Yeah, stand by. You see no guards here like the ones up above. What you do see are a different type of guard, and it is a kobold who is down here. Kobolds are little draconic type creatures, little like mini dragons that are bipedal. They have swords and shields, but they're small, like maybe 3.5 feet tall or so, with that snout dragonish thing. They're feisty, nasty little creatures. And one right now is just wailing away and punching a slave repeatedly and kicking the slave who's down, and is cursing at it in draconic language. And you continue past it and head into a...
Slave isn't Lofio?
The slave is not Lofio.
I thought for sure you were going to be like, and it's Lofio.
The slave is not Lofio. And you are led into a larger chamber that they've been cutting and digging out from different sections. And you see from the look of it that they've been trying to essentially find the gate over several weeks, and were able to carve out the spot to the gate, and you see it up ahead. The gate is a half circle, almost a little bit arch shaped, of multiple struts of metal and gears and pieces that are connected together. You see that there's no magical effect of any kind. There's no portal or magic energy. It's just this metal structure. So you don't think they've had any success whatsoever in getting it to operate in any way so far. There's a couple kobold guards here that see you and hush some slaves out of the way to make room. And you see Brindley is here, and he's dusting off and cleaning off bits on this of this chain gate. And I need Vargalos to make an arcane roll, whatever it's called.
Arcana.
Oh, I wish I had more Arcana. That's an 11.
11. Nothing of interest for you. Okay.
Not good for a...
My magic is very
magician.
natural based. I don't actually know where a lot of it comes from.
That's fair.
You guys are there with Sog and Brindley and some little guard types. And Brindley says, "You're early.
You're late.
You were supposed to... never mind. Let's get this gear in place, and you've got your test subjects."
I do.
"Which I authorized," he says to Sog. And Sog says, "Make gate work." And everyone turns to Vargalos, and Vargalos, in the slightly shadowy area, because you had asked about the lighting, there are some lanterns that have been hung, but every so often there's patches of darkness. But Vargalos, for a second, your face kind of deforms a little bit and then reshapes. It's holding, but the time is running thin on your disguise effect.
Xander will turn to both Idrisil and Killian and say, "Set them up in the gates. Make sure that they can protect themselves somehow. It won't work." Laughs across the room.
Idrisil, following his boss's lead, he's and takes off the greatsword and hands it to Iggy.
Sog says, "What you doing?"
Protection.
Hello,
say.
Do you have your armor on or no armor on, Iggy?
Like hide armor, yeah.
Okay. She draws her sword and blocks it with her own. She says, "No weapons for slaves."
Not slaves. Prey.
"No weapons."
Put him in the gate.
I take the greatsword, put it back on me, and I push him in.
"Slaves must be totally nude." No.
Weird fetish.
She pushes Iggy the dwarf towards the gate. This is an orc.
Easy!
Orc touching you, my friend.
Easy, you piece of shit!
And Brindley says, "According to my calculations, now is the proper time to insert the master gear, of which I will do. Hand it here."
You do nothing, stupids. I will do it. Put the other one in the gate. And I start walking over towards Brindley.
He goes to intercept you. Make an intimidation roll with +2. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
25. 7.
27?
Yeah.
He backs away strongly and says, "Okay, all right, yes, that's a good idea." You had something?
So, just from my knowledge of magic or whatever, if I cast a spell right now, is it a really good chance that Brindley would know that I was casting something, even if it was a fairly innocuous spell?
Pretty much anyone would know you're casting something, not
He is
even
the
just a
all-knowing.
wizard. Magic is not uncommon, so just a townsperson would know you're casting a spell.
Well, I mean,
Not Brindley might know the spell.
okay. But even if I was doing it like subtly and just like,
It's hard to pull off subtly. It's
All
not
right.
just a little Jedi hand motion.
all right, never mind then.
More like an Airbender, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger.
Fusion dance.
Gotcha.
type motion. Okay.
Jix would like to pommel a firebomb, though.
You're going to palm a firebomb
Yes.
out of your pouch into your hand.
Yes.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand roll with +3.
Okay.
Actually, don't even roll. No one's even paying attention to you. You got it.
All right.
Okay, so what's happening?
Okay,
Yeah, I'm looking at Iggy, trying to keep my guard composure here, but I'm also looking at Vargalos and Killian back and forth, just like discerning when we're gonna.
Bargalos is kind of doing the same thing.
Break the plan.
Eye contact with Idrisil, eye contact with Killian.
Killian's desperately pulling his left ear like he has been for a while.
Idrisil gives him the nod and farts. No,
I'm kind of giving.
We had no signal again. We have to come up with a signal.
Why didn't we have a signal?
This has happened to us before.
I was under
Yeah.
the impression, honestly, and this is like Alistair talking, not Idrisil, that Xander is just gonna "Rah!" and do something, and I'll know what to do.
Right.
So my plan is
This is all.
gone through
All
my
of this is why
Everybody's
Jix
just
hid
waiting
the
for
gear.
everybody else.
pissing in the woods.
This is why Jix in the gear the whole time. I knew it. I knew it.
Well, we're here now.
So I kind of, Xander's going to look back to his guards and kind of do a slight nod as I pull the gear out. I go towards the chain gate. I'm guessing the right place to put it because I actually don't know.
You can see there is a missing section right at the top of the arch that would connect the left side to the right side. Brindley is close, like over your shoulder, close, seeing what you're doing. The kobolds are kind of backing away from the gate, and Sog is watching on with kind of curiousness.
Holding it up high because that's about as close as I can get to be near the middle of it. I will suddenly turn to the whole crowd. Behold! Vargalos, the sorcerer! And the magic that he wields! I will open this gate! And I will bring destruction to all!
Recognizing that as the keywords
Okay.
to our massive deception.
And then I will insert the gear.
Oh, okay.
You insert the gear.
That was we were
You
okay.
see Killian raising his hands to lash out with divine lance, and he stops momentarily and pretends he's stretching a sore back. You insert the gear, it slots in. There is on where it connects to the other gears, there's a little glowing orangish magic right as it touches. Then the gear starts to move with chunk, 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 chunk type sound, and it moves another gear and another piece and another piece, and everything just starts to move and move and move and move. And it starts to create this weird magical motion of a machine. You don't know where it goes down into the ground. You don't know if it's circular or not, but there's actual motion, and you can see inside the entire thing. Starts to the view starts to warble, and as though there's like a heat wave type of an effect, and starts to warble more and more and more, and then starts to take on a shape of grayish energy. That grayish energy starts to fill into the gears and cogs of everything moving. Brindley just says, "That's amazing." And the light starts to appear, becomes brighter and brighter. And it's this silvery, slightly pulsing magical effect that's filling the whole structure of this chain gate. And light is emanating out from it, a little Stargate-ish. And the whole thing seems to be stable after a while. There's a magical humming, and it has a little electrical smell to the air as well.
Now! Xander casts Burning Hands on the side of the gate.
Okay.
Wait.
You have no say over
Yeah,
this.
it's not your
Xander, you're casting Burning Hands on the side of the gates.
Yeah, while it was glowing,
The plan is going in Xander's head perfectly. This is exactly as he had it in his mind.
I was going to ask, while this thing is glowing, what is everybody doing? Are they watching it in awe? Are
Yep.
they distracted at all by? And do they notice anyone else at this point, or are they just focused on the thing doing its magic?
Everyone's focused on the gate. There are a bunch of people to the front of you, some to the side, and a few behind.
I hand Iggy the sword now
Okay.
while it's glowing.
Make a thievery sleight of hand roll just for overall underhanded motion.
It's a 14.
14. You don't get yelled at or anything. Bright light shining is distracting. You surreptitiously hand the sword to Iggy. And Xander, you were doing the casting of Burning Hands.
Oh, for minimum damage, which is, I think it's a 3. A 3.
For 3 points of burning damage, you lightly warm up the side of the chain gate, and there's a few sparks, and there are a couple gears kind of skip and miss, and Brindley pushes you and says, "What are you doing?"
Jix takes the firebomb that's in his hand and throws it
Yeah, we're supposed to be doing this.
straight up into
we
the
sure are.
into the main gear.
Okay, into the master gear?
Yeah, the master gear.
All right, make a bomb throwing roll and add +2.
Wait.
Can anybody throw one of his things?
Yes.
Oh, nice throw.
So 27.
27. You hit the master gear perfectly with your alchemist fire bomb. It explodes in flames like crazy. Several of the kobolds start hissing and back away in confusion. There's a couple of slaves that don't know what's going on. Sog's kind of confused behind you all. How much damage?
It's 9 plus 2 persistent fire plus 1 splash. So 10 damage, and then it'll be 2 persistent after that.
Okay. And you light it up. There's huge fire. The gears start to spark. Brindley's in shock, and he starts casting a spell, and all sorts of craziness, and the whole shimmering light starts to do this weird pulsing effect. And we will stop there for tonight. The group returned to Edlan Home no longer as foolish troublemakers, but returned now as heroes. They set off up north and ran into trouble with 2 mercenaries eager to get Vargalos back to the Bottom Hill Farms. Once there, Xander continued his cunning ruse to gain access to the chain gate. Thank you to Chris, Seth, Alistair, Jeremy, and Tim. If you enjoyed the show, drop by patreon.com/ingloriousbards. You'll find lots of bonus content and can show your support for the show. Also, join other fans on the official Discord server to talk about an episode or something horribly cringy we said. You can get the link to Discord off our website, ingloriousbards.com. How will the heroes battle their way out of a camp full of slavers? What will happen to the chain gate? And did they just forget to destroy the gate from the other side? Until next time.